The Browns are a complete laughingstock. I mean, the world is healing. This is the football that I know. The Browns are a complete joke. They've got like 7 different quarterbacks. None of them are good, by the way, it would appear. The first picture that comes up when you Google Quinshon Judkins, their second-round pick, is a mugshot. He was arrested for domestic assault and battery, and it feels kind of like a little bit of payback for the Browns trading for and then signing Deshaun Watson to the biggest fully guaranteed contract in NFL history. Like, dude, they deserve a little bit of bad karma for that. Or although I do feel bad for the fans because it seems like they've been paying for something for the last 40 years. The Browns have been completely awful mostly. Today we're going to try and change that. And the first order of business is the most obvious one. And that, of course, is cutting this freak loser. Here's the thing. I'll take the penalty. We'll eat it. Whatever. I would almost get all the Deshaun Watson apologists if the guy was good. Because, I mean, we have a tendency, it appears, to just not care what somebody does off the field. As long as they can play, they get a complete free pass. We've seen that time and time again. Or like Chris Brown. If they make music that people like, who cares? Or whatever. Deshaun Watson fucking sucks. This guy is one of the worst quarterbacks in the league and still had a big fan club. The guy was absolute dog shit garbage. And we're moving on. We're going to eat the penalty. We're moving on. And I can already feel we should get a huge morale boost for the entire team getting rid of the dead weight garbage human end player as we move forward with Delaware legend Joe Flacco, Super Bowl champion. What a career he's had. He's 40 years old. And he's got 89 throw power still. You know what? Credit to Joe. He had one of the biggest arms in the league. And 89 is actually higher than Jackson Dart has now. And am I going to start Joe Flacco at quarterback? Certainly not. I'm going to tell you it's also not going to be Dylan Gabriel or Little Hands Pickett. Do I go with Shedeur Sanders at quarterback? It's chaos in the Browns quarterback room. It's absolute chaos. 88 throw power for Sanders? Wow. He's got some fans inside EA, huh? Dude, so many shots to start this video. But you know what? Some of them are warranted. Sanders is a good quarterback, I think. He's accurate. It just doesn't really have much in the way of, throw power. He doesn't really have the strongest arm ever. But there is something to work with here. I think this is a pretty good picture of what Shedeur Sanders is. He's a good enough athlete, although not like that great. He's got a good enough arm, but not that great. But he is accurate. So he's pretty good for a rookie here. It's just his awareness is really low. But there's actually a lot to work with Shedeur Sanders off the bat here. Look at the offensive line. It's a good offensive line. I like Wyatt Teller, Tevin Jenkins, Joel Bitonio, Jack Conklin. It's a good group when everybody's healthy. Missing a left tackle, though, clearly. I like the addition of Zach Zinter, if he can be healthy. I think we might kick Joel Bitonio out to left tackle. He was drafted as a tackle out of Nevada years ago. And Wyatt Teller probably stays at right guard, Tevin Jenkins to left guard, and now we have an O-line. Joel Bitonio is very casually on Hall of Fame watch, by the way. He's somebody that has just been so good at left guard for so long. I am going to start Dylan Sampson at running back. He's going to have star dev, and hopefully we can develop him. Receiving core is a bit brutal. Got Jerry Jeudy, Deontay Johnson. Could try and develop Cedric Tillman, but we are going to need to draft a receiver. I love David Njoku. They brought in Harold Fannin, who I think is actually a really good fit for Cleveland's offense. And then Jordan Hicks just retired. Hook 'em horns, of course. And I think I'd rather start Carson Swessinger over Devin Bush. Jerome Baker could kick to outside linebacker, though. There are scheme fits here, so I don't really want to move guys around too much. But I really, really like this Browns linebacking core. It's got a lot of work to do in general. I mean, Ronnie Hickman could be upgraded. I think we could have a long-term upgrade at corner, although I really love Denzel Ward and Greg Newsome as a combo. Joe Tryon-Shoyinka is not somebody I can get that excited about. And then Mason Graham is rated as 80 overall as a rookie. We're not going to talk too much about Myles Garrett because we know about Myles Garrett. He is just simply the best defensive player in the league. But Mason Graham checks in off the bat as an 80. Really, really strong. And that's definitely a player to build around. Dude, Shador's absolutely dialed in right now. Check out his ability in the drills. Unbelievable. Now, I mean, it wouldn't shock me if Shador became average starting quarterback. It also wouldn't shock me if he were never a starting quarterback. It's just so easy to proclaim that a quarterback's going to be a bust because almost all of them are. But I'll tell you what really can't be a bust is a quarterback selected in the 5th round of the NFL draft. That's not really a bust. That's just the expectations really couldn't be lower. This was a really weird quarterback class. And, I mean, there's a real chance that nobody is good. So anytime somebody wants to give the real hot take of thinking that a quarterback's going to be a bust, is not particularly impressive at all. Like, no one's going to be impressed if you think blah, blah, blah is not going to end up being good. Because on average, you've got such an easy chance of being right. It's not impressive. I really would love to develop Mike Hall Jr. in this one. Really athletic, really good pass rusher, young, and developable on that defensive line. If I could get Mike Hall and Mason Graham, a nice little Michigan-Ohio State combo, get a rivalry on my own interior defensive line, be a fun storyline, and it'd be a tough interior defensive line to stop. I didn't talk about DeJuan Jones. He's been interesting. He had a good rookie year, above expectations, and then when the expectations rose, he didn't really meet them in year 2. So he's larger than life, still pretty young, but I don't know that we're going to be able to develop him. And with, you know, how juiced the offensive line appears to be in the draft, it may just be better to draft an offensive lineman rather than trying to play. And also, I do like Luke Whippler, but better to just draft one than trying to upgrade DeJuan Jones. I feel like it's going to be kind of tough. I like Alex Wright too. We'll see if he ends up developing into being anything. This is what the class looks like. There are a couple of quarterbacks here, and there is an edge rusher, number 1 overall. We may be picking number 1 overall. That's a possibility. And we do need somebody on the other side of Myles Garrett, somebody actually very good. But quarterback is also going to be in play in a big way. But I see a lot of edge rushers, so I'm probably going to make my national scout someone who specializes in edge rushers, and then we'll just set focus scouting on the quarterbacks. Makes a lot more sense to do it that way. Although, strengths of the class: corner, wide receiver, and edge, and our national scout already specializes in corner and receiver, so maybe I'll just leave it. Mid-season mark, the Browns are so back, 0-7. Have quite a few players ready to negotiate, starting with David Njoku, Greg Newsome, Martin Emerson, Tevin Jenkins, Wyatt Teller, Jerome Baker. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get ready to sell here at the deadline. We're going to treat it like it's the MLB trade deadline. And even though we have seen the NFL trade deadline kind of spruce up, get more active in recent years, it's still nothing like the MLB trade deadline. We're going to treat it pretty close. I do want to keep Njoku because I think he's awesome. But a lot of these other players on expiring deals need to go. Even probably Joel Bitonio. I don't want to do that, but I know I can get value back. How does Kaiir Elam have star dev? That's insane. But we're going to figure something out. Probably 4 picks, I would say. Man, the Lions are back to being bad again as well. We're going to help them out here at the deadline, giving them a big boost on the O-line. Joel Bitonio, Tevin Jenkins, Shelby Harris. Now, I'm curious why it says the Lions need all those positions, because while they don't have the best left tackle in the league, Taylor Decker is pretty good. And I guess they're adding Joel Bitonio to the group now, and Tevin Jenkins, who can start at left guard. I was going to say, did Graham Glasgow not make the team? But he's playing right guard instead of center. I believe he's starting at center for the Lions in real life this year, if I'm not mistaken. But that's a big first trade for us. We get a second-round pick, and if the Lions are going to be bad, which is not a guarantee, but if they're going to be bad, it's not bad to add another, top pick in the draft, of course. The Browns do have 2 first-rounders in this draft. That is the Jaguars' first-round pick in the Travis Hunter trade. Otherwise, Travis Hunter would be here in Cleveland. The Bengals got Amari Cooper in this league. That's insane. And I am trading Wyatt Teller, Jerome Ford, Rayshawn Jenkins, and a 4th for the Cardinals' second-round pick. These aren't, like, sexy trades or anything like that, but it's fewer players that we have to re-sign. We're getting extra picks. It's more ammo in the draft. It's more ammo to trade around in the draft if we want to take that approach. But I would like to bring back Njoku, Newsome, Emerson, and Baker. Baker on a 2-year deal, maybe. He's really not expensive overall. His overall is not great. Very upgradable. But he's going to be back for 2 years, and we just know we need to upgrade at linebacker. David Njoku for 3 is fine, and we know at some point we're probably going to have to add another tight end. David Njoku is back for 3 seasons, though. Greg Newsome, I really, really want back. I think he can be so good. Just got to stay healthy and develop him. And if he's getting, you know, about 11 million per year, 11 and a half, we're going to be in a really, really good position. He should be way, way more expensive than that based on his expected value. He's only at 82 right now, but I think he's going to get, you know, close to that 90 range. He just wants a little bit more money. Emerson for cheap, I'm interested in, but I'm not going to pay him over like 5 million per year, really. He's just not a high enough overall. And I don't really have any interest in Deontay Johnson or Joe Tryon, Shoyinka, Devin Bush. I'll try to trade those guys for picks, too, if I can. Ooh, the Cardinals are offering me Jerome Ford. Tempting. May have to pass on that one, though. Dude, I love this Broncos team. So many Longhorn legends. P.J. Locke, Brandon Jones, Jahdae Barron. What a pickup. Do they have any other Longhorns here on defense? Not at first glance. They used to have more, if you can believe it. They did. Especially on offense when they had Lil Jordan Humphrey. That was another Longhorn legend. I'm looking quickly. I hope I don't miss anybody. I think that's it right now. Oh, Sam Ehlinger now. Even more. What a group of guys. I am under the roster limit right now, so I'm going to try to add DeLaren Turner-Yell to get a future 2, and that's not quite going to be there. And maybe I need another receiver as well. I don't know who they're going to want to trade out of this. I'd like to get Pat Bryant, but I don't think he becomes a starter. I don't really want Troy Franklin. I just need to sign a couple players who can just play, and that's what I'm going to do. Odell Beckham Jr., welcome back to Cleveland. Super excited to do this experiment again. But Odell is back. All right. I mean, he's not going to develop in anything at this point, I'm fairly certain. Tashawn Gibson is a former Brown. We'll bring him back. We just need as many former Browns as possible. That's got to be a recipe for success, right? That's got to be a winning formula. Get Emmanuel Ogbah in here right now. Yeah, we're totally solid. I know what you're thinking. Hey, you've got 0 wins right now, but all that's about to change. We could finish with 1, maybe even 2 or 3. All right, it's going to be Devontae Casey, Joe Tryon, Shoyinka, and Deontay Johnson for a future 2 from Denver. I'm about done making trades at this point. We got a lot of value back for, you know, maybe not the greatest players of all time, which is what you need to do. Take advantage of anything you can. Try to get as much value back as possible. And we're going to kick off this rebuild, hopefully, in style, as there's a new #1 overall prospect, Bryce Brown. I mean, some would say born to be a Brown with that last name. Got elite to great throw power and strength. He's got a break sack and throw under pressure. Strong arm type with improvisational ability. I'm intrigued. Devontae Smith with only C block shedding, D finesse moves, B awareness. Not the craziest athlete ever. I'm not very moved by him. We're up in the money bit on Greg Newsome, and Greg Newsome is back as a result. I would like to bring back Martin Emerson. He's only 24 years old. He's good depth, if nothing else. It is kind of easy to draft corners in this game, or in Madden, but I would still like to keep Emerson Jr. anyway. He's already got that star dev. He's only 24 years old. And Ronnie Hickman is also, again, good depth. Very young, is at minimum a good special teamer or backup. So we can re-sign him for fairly cheap and still look to upgrade the position anyway. But we are 1-10 right now. We just lost 21-3 to the Raiders. that means it's probably about time to call this a season. We went 1-16, one of the worst records in NFL history. Shedeur Sanders, woo, okay. 3,100 yards, 18 touchdowns to 30 interceptions. Rushing, oh God, we were somehow, I think, even worse on the ground, if that's even possible. That's really bad. I don't even want to say those numbers. Jerry Jeudy did eclipse 1,000 yards, had 6 touchdowns as well. It's like Bugatti in a trailer park with the type of stats we've seen so far. Jerome Baker led the team in tackles, had 8 for loss. Myles Garrett registered just 6 sacks, as did Mike Hall. 5 picks for JOK. But even with the Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah good season, not really seeing a lot of good seasons from anybody else. We had the 32nd best offense in the league in terms of yards, and our defense couldn't have been much better. 26th. The Packers had the best offense. It looked very good for the most part. And then defensively, Seattle back on top. Is the Legion of Boom back? Steelers defense also went crazy. A lot of sack production. And the Seahawks are back on top. Super Bowl LX winners 38-20 as Kenneth Walker wins Super Bowl MVP. You have Patrick Mahomes winning MVP, Jamar Chase Offensive Player of the Year, Brian Burns Defensive Player of the Year, hell yeah, with Genty and Jalen Walker taking home Rookie of the Year awards. And we are ready for the offseason. It was about as bad of a season as you could possibly have, and we've got to decide, is Shedeur Sanders going to be the future at quarterback? Seems unlikely based on everything I know about the game. Seems unlikely. His overall is up, though. He was a 67 overall. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. And Shedeur Sanders is up to a 74 at just 24 years of age. Still a lot of deficiencies. But if we have to rock out with Sanders for another year, I think there are worse options, to be honest. And we could see, you know, big development. As Judkins is playing up to an 82. Okay, Sampson's an 80. So they're both 80 overall running backs. We need an upgrade at wide receiver. The O-line looks really bad, but we traded our entire offensive line, so we can't be surprised. Jerome Baker is up to superstar dev. We've got something to work with, but it needs a lot of work. Emerson, we have money. I would tag him if he doesn't want to sign an extension. But I'll just give him a lot more money for a 2-year deal. He wants to play for a new team. Hey, guess what, Martin? You don't get to. He's getting paid now $21 million this next season, but we have the money. So I know that's stupid, but we have the money. It's got to go somewhere. Probably going to let everybody else walk, even Corey Bojorquez. And we're going to get some value back for him, or he's going to play for us, and we'll extend him at another point. These are the options. We're going to have so much money for free agency if we want to go this route. Deron Bland is here. I mean, that could be an upgrade at corner long term. Adafe Owe could be an upgrade off the edge. I'm going to say that mostly the right players were just not available in free agency, so Ryan Stonehouse is all we're going to do. It's an upgraded punter, superstar dev, pretty young. We have our punter for the duration of the rebuild, and this is where things are really going to start to turn around because it's draft time. Bryce Brown is a round 1 to 2 talent. Dwayne Royals is a round 2 to 3 talent. Now, I will say, quarterback is a position where the overall is weighted differently. So, a round 1 to 2 talent at quarterback could still be in the top 20% of all NFL quarterbacks. Like, there's a chance he's close to an 80, right? Or a 76 is not what a 76 is at running back, for example. That's why everyone is so mad about the Cam Ward rating. But it's a lot easier to be a serviceable running back than it is a quarterback. So the overalls are weighted very differently for those positions. Meaning, all that to say, the 50th ranked running back might be a 75 overall. But the 15th ranked quarterback might be a 75 overall. It's a lot tougher to play, so it's, again, weighted differently. Is Bryce Brown worth taking, though, will be the question. I don't know about number 1 overall. I'm going to try and find these top 5 talents and see if we can make some decisions. So there is a corner out of Northwestern, just like Greg Newsome. He's got A's everywhere. generational corner? Probably not. But he looks very, very good. Wish he was a little bit more athletic, but he's athletic. So we need corner. We know that. And we don't necessarily need to take him at number 1 overall either. We know we need receiver. I need to find the top 5 guys. Very interesting safety here. Nick Daniels, elite speed. A, man coverage, play rec, hit power, tackle. Zone coverage is a C. Out of Notre Dame, is this Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah? Way better athlete. Even though JOK is a good athlete, but this guy is way better. Another really good corner here. The corners are great. We could completely upgrade the secondary all in this draft if we wanted to. So we are at number 1. I'd love to just get a haul for the pick, to be honest. I know we have multiple first-round picks, but more is probably better. And there are a bunch of really, really good players that can help us. So why just limit myself to the picks we already have? And Juan Reyes is interesting because I looked at him, I go, wow, this is a really good-looking tight end. And I know we just signed Njoku, but Juan Reyes could be the tight end of the future. I know Harold Fannon's also here as well, but Juan Reyes does everything so incredibly well. Can you actually find a flaw to his game? Maybe he's an average run blocker with maybe some injury risk. But Juan Reyes at 6'6", 250 out of Tight End University, Iowa, he's incredible. I think that's somebody we have to draft. Could be available around 20. Nick Daniels is also a top 5 talent. So we have identified a minimum of 3 first or top 5 talents. A minimum. Why don't we get all 3? I think we should be able to. If I can trade down from 1, I can come away with the corner I want, the safety I want, the tight end that I want. That's a win-win-win-win-win-win-win. Okay, everything else. What is that song? Oh, it's so bad. I think I saw it on the end of Ballers. Was it a Madden one? J-Rock? I don't know. So this is very close to being accepted. It would be number 4, number 36, and 2 more first-round picks from the Dolphins to move down. And we can make this happen. I'll give them a 4 in 2027. And that trade is accepted. The Dolphins are moving up for potentially their quarterback of the future. We'll see if that's who they end up taking. And it is Bryce Brown. Headed to the Miami Dolphins. The Tua injury concerns are gone. Bryce Brown is their new quarterback. Dolphins out with the old, in with the new. Devontae Smith to the Rams. Broncos take Luke Hamilton. We are on the clock at number 4. The corner is available. That's a top 5 talent. We know this. DeMarcus Solomon does everything so well. It's tough to pass on. How do you just say no to a top 5 talent right now? There are other good corners. And I looked at Keenan Logan. He's also very good. He's probably about the same overall, to be honest. They're both 21. So what's the big difference here? It's just press. And tackling, maybe. But, I mean, Keenan Logan's great. You can't really go wrong here. Even though one is a top 5, one is a round 1, they could still be the same overall. If Solomon's like the 4th ranked player in the class by overall, and there are 5 players that have that same overall, Logan, I really don't think you can go wrong, but it's hard to not take the top 5 talent when we know he's top 5. We don't know for sure that Logan is. We don't know the dev traits, which is going to make a big difference here, but I think we need to take the northwestern corner. I think it's got to be DeMarcus Solomon, and we're going to keep trading. A lot more is going to happen. DeMarcus Solomon, welcome to Cleveland. Nightmare words for anybody, but we're going to turn it around. Number 2 player in the draft. We got him at number 4. Good football IQ. Plenty of good man coverage film. Instinctive zone defender. He's got hidden dev. His speed is good enough at 92. 93 acceleration. Change of direction's great. He does have hidden dev. He has the craziest eyes I've ever seen. But he's ready to go. He's got the 1,000-yard stare already like a Vietnam vet as soon as he heard Cleveland Browns select. But it's all right. He's going to like it here. He's going to be a lockdown corner for us. And we don't really have a lot to do prior to 18. I'm just going to simulate straight there. and we'll reevaluate the board as Juan Reyes goes to Cincinnati. This is a team that's addicted to first-round tight ends. Jermaine Gresham, Tyler Eifert. They've drafted, tight ends high. The Drew Sample was a top 40 pick, which sounds insane, or something close to it. Juan Reyes, I know we didn't necessarily need him, but he was a top 5 talent. He looked incredible. Would have been awesome to get. I was surprised that he went before us, to be honest, as you just saw in real time. I'm going to take Nick Daniels here out of Notre Dame. Looks like an awesome addition to our secondary. Elite speed and jumping. Does everything really well. Zone coverage is just average, but that's something we can upgrade. Welcome to Cleveland. It's a secondary overhaul. That's the theme. And maybe for the best that we don't grab Reyes. He's going to be insane, probably. But he's just not somebody we need with Njoku here already. This is the 3rd ranked player in the class. We got him at 18. Smart, heady defender. Forceful tackler, understands and executes zone assignments. He's got 94 speed. He's faster than the corner we just drafted. Hidden dev. Gonna be an incredible player. There are some players on the board that I still like quite a bit. Matt McKee is just really not much of a pass blocker, but is a really good run blocker and a really great athlete. How good is the center? He's around 1 to 2 talent, so that is still pretty good. Just A's all over the place, and he's a good athlete. We really do need to upgrade the O-line. The only question for me is going to be, is it worth it to move up for Matt McKee or one of the edge rushers, or would I rather just stay where we are and see what falls to us at the top of round 2? Probably smarter to just wait. I don't want to give up draft capital. I know we have a lot, but I don't want to give any up. Top of round 2, McKee is off the board. Jace Walton is still here. B blockshed, A power moves, A tackle. He's a very good athlete. I don't really have a lot of reasons to not draft him. A little bit old, well, Oklahoma, of course. That's working against him, but I think that's just probably the move to make. There's some really good linebackers in this class as well, but we need to upgrade that O-line. We need to upgrade that D-line. Jace Walton helps us with one of those things. Welcome to the Browns. Show me a steal here. Show me a top 20 player. That'd be fantastic. I should have known. He's a bust. Ranked number 63. We took him at 33. Former high school power forward. Why is that impressive? Strong core and base. Ability to shed blocks. Makes him force in the run game. He's got normal dev. I should have known with Oklahoma. I should have known. We need to get Shador some weapons. There's some decent receivers available. Wendell Oden actually looks really good. Oh, he's the pick. He's the pick. He's a round 1 talent. Unless I'm blown away by Eric Graham. Yeah, we've made our selection. Round 1 talent in round 2. Wendell Oden from West Virginia. A, catching traffic. B, catching. B, deep route running. A, release. He's 6'3", 234. And he's a Cleveland Brown. Number 12 player in the class. Got him at 36. Soft hands, strong hands to make catches through contact. Excellent technique when running short routes. He's got hidden dev, 93 speed, 89 acceleration, 88 agility. Awesome pickup. Probably working to be our next wide receiver 1. We still have 2 more second-round picks. And at some point, we've got to think about upgrading the O-line. Linebacker, I mean, there are some good players here. We've got to... I mean, he's got A hit power, A zone coverage. Like, that's a pretty good combo. And we do need to get younger there. But, man. I mean, Sam Cobb looks pretty good, too. I'm going to go with Mario Davis here. The tackling being a max of a C scares me a little bit. The rest does look pretty great. I think we can come back for offensive line a little bit later. I do like Sam Cobb quite a bit. He's just a little bit slower. Probably a little bit more well-rounded, though. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I can't make a decision right now. I'm going to trade down. And hopefully our decision gets made for us. That's not the way you'd want to approach the draft. I get it. But there are players I like. Like, that's when you trade down. Like, obviously everybody has their preference, but we're going to trade down, and if we're happy with either, might as well get more draft capital for moving down. And maybe 52 and 84 for 43. We would need to give up a little bit more. I'd probably want to take these 7th round picks on pass protecting offensive linemen. What about 2 5s? Very, very close. I'll give you another 5. There we go. All right. So a pick swap in there. We trade down slightly, but we get better picks overall. Max Pope goes to the Chargers at 46. That was way earlier. Sam Cobb is off the board. Well, our decision, I guess, has been made for us. Mario Davis, ranked number 103. We got him at 52. He's got hidden dev, 87 speed, 90 acceleration. He's got to work as a tackler, but the coverage is good. He's got great hit power. And we've got no offensive line. Going to take a shot here on Danny Brown out of TCU. B pass block, B run block. He's an okay athlete. He's okay. This is probably going to be a pretty big reach. All right, not bad. Ranked number 69. Nice. Got him at 61. Does have hidden dev on the O-line. Okay, kind of a nice pickup there, actually. The Colts will give me a 2028 second. Can I get more value than that? I'm going to trade my 2 third-round picks for the Giants' second next year, so they jump up to the top of the 3rd round. Maybe I could have gotten more value there, but that's okay. Got Emmett Rucker here. He's a potential UDFA guy. I don't know what he can do in the run game, but he can definitely pass block. And here in the 5th, I think that's decent value. He's ranked number 62. We got him at 129. He's got a hidden dev, 87 strength. All right, so that is a good upgrade for us on the O-line. You know, sometimes jack of all trades, master of none is not really what you want to go for. If you can take a specialist that's like actually quite good at one thing, I think that's not the worst strategy ever. And I like what we have on the interior of our D-line. So this is just about going back to the O-line thing here. And we'll see if anybody is a particularly good pass protector. And if maybe they're a good fit for us. I mean, Kadeem Booker's not terrible. Has A awareness. At this point, I mean, you got to just throw darts at the wall. See if anything sticks. But unfortunately, that's not really an expression. But you got to take your swings there, and that's what we did. Draft recap, I think we did pretty well. And we did. DeMarcus Solomon is an 82. Nick Daniels is an 82. Jace Walton's not great, but Wendell Oden's a 78. O-linemen down the board aren't absolutely awful. And then the actual NFL here. Johnny Styles was the number 1 player in the class at an 83 overall. A right guard. I don't even know if he was on my radar, to be honest. But clearly, quite good. Not much of a pass blocker, but is already an elite run blocker. He is the number 10 ranked right guard in the NFL right now. That's crazy. Who else is good here? Luis Pineda. Big pitcher name there. 80 overall. Juan Reyes is an 80. You see the other corners were pretty good, but just not as good as the one that we got, thankfully. And then Juan Reyes here. Again, maybe for the best that I didn't get him. But he's an 80 overall vertical threat with 87 speed. Decent route running and catching. He's got 86 spectacular catch already. What is his dev trait? If it's Superstar X Factor, I am going to be slightly frustrated, I would say. And it is. We have David Njoku. I'm not mad. I don't even care about that. I don't even care at all. There are a lot of really good receivers. We passed on all of them to do what we did at the top of the 2nd round. All of these were available. Went 2, 3, 4, and 5 in round 2. All 78 overalls. That might have been nice. Max Pope, by the way, was a 77. These guys just went earlier than I thought. I don't know what to do about that. Take them earlier. I mean, we still did get a really good receiver, so I can't be that mad. But Jace Walton, not that helpful right now. Mike Hall's up to an 81 overall, by the way, already. The defense is starting to look pretty good. Moved Nick Daniels over to free safety. Linebacker looks pretty good. But Jerome Baker's not really a long-term answer just due to his age. So we are going to try and develop Davis. And then the O-line doesn't look great. The offense in general doesn't look great, but we've got a lot of developmental pieces, and we may focus more on offense in this next year's draft. But again, it's not a one-year process to rebuild a team like this. We're on the right track. Tommy Toon. We got a lot of quarterbacks here. A lot of quarterbacks. And Ryan Nolan. The Nolan Express. I can't wait to add him in. We got some names in here, including a 6'4", 230-pound deep threat. Bob Hazelton's going to be a freak. Bullet Bob. There are some interesting positions at the top here, and a lot bulked together. It's going to be really interesting to see what this draft ends up looking like. This is going to be the team for season number 2. O-line obviously needs a lot of work, but we're starting to get the pieces in place on offense. And on defense, they're pretty much in place. Our linebacking core is good. I'd love to plant my flag on Carson Swessinger. This could end up aging really badly, but I think he's going to be such a good, long-time NFL pro. We'll see if that happens. He was such a fun player coming out of the draft, and I think Newsom's going to start. Emerson Jr. probably ends up getting traded. Daniels is already up to an 85 overall after preseason and training camp. He's going to be unbelievable. If we could just upgrade that zone coverage, he is an incredible player. And zone coverage isn't even bad. He's amazing. He's already the number 7 ranked free safety in the league. He has not played an NFL regular season snap. We may be bad again this year, but we're trending in the right direction. Oh man, Browns playbook couldn't be simulating worse. 1-6 at the deadline, although we just smashed the Saints, who were maybe the worst team in the league, so that's not that impressive. Delpit is here. Martin Emerson, of course. Outside of that, nobody all that important. Again, I think Whippler could be good for the future. I'm not out on DeJuan Jones yet, but I won't be able to develop these guys enough. They're just going to have to be on the way out. Cam Mitchell's another Northwestern corner. I think he was roommates with Greg Newsome in college, if I'm not mistaken. But there's no spot for him here. Malik Collins, I'm going to try and trade. Emerson, I'm going to try and trade. I'd like to bring Grant Delpit back, but he's 27 years old. I'm thinking maybe a 2-year deal. I'll up the money a little bit. And he doesn't really like it, but I don't really want to extend. Like, he's going to be 28. I don't really want to extend a 28-year-old safety that's only an 83 overall. I know that seems crazy if you haven't played Madden before, but those guys are going to fall off in a big way. So we got to be prepared for that. We got to be ready to make these sacrifices and move on. Nick Daniels, by the way, superstar X-Factor development. Very nice pick. DeMarcus Solomon, superstar X-Factor development trait, 85 overall. We've done well. We have done very well in the draft. Mario Davis, we don't know yet. I'd love to see superstar. Those are my first 2 drafted X-Factors. That's actually not true. That's my the 2 and 3. We had one in the Giants rebuild in the final year. Spoiler if you haven't seen that yet. We don't know the guards yet. Danny Brown's got star. How do we not know Emmett Rucker? Seems crazy. And Wendell Oden is an X-Factor. 3 superstar X-Factors in the same draft? Oh my god. How have we done this? After getting 0, spoiler again, after getting 0 for every year of Giants franchise up until the final year where we drafted a generational player, I now have 3 in the first draft, and it could have been 4 with the tight end who plays on the Bengals, coincidentally. He's in the division. Juan. He's going to be one tough tight end to stop. Am I right? Man, I wish I could see me in the audience right now. I'm on fire. So jealous of you guys. Malik Collins and Martin Emerson Jr. gets me a second-round pick from the 49ers. That's really all I can do right now. And am I going to go out and draft a defensive tackle? Unlikely. But offensive tackle is obviously very much in play. I know to a lot of people that's not the most exciting pick in the world, but I would love to add a superstar 80-plus overall tackle. That'd be really nice for either Shedeur Sanders or our future quarterback. But I don't know that we're going to be drafting QB in this draft. I don't know that we're in a position to. I don't mind building up the rest of the team and then figuring out what we want to do at quarterback. I think that's totally an option. I'm going to set my focus scouting players here, and I'll see you guys for the playoffs, which we're not going to be in, by the way, just so we're all on the same page. I'm not delusional. Well, we did win back-to-back games at the end of the year here, but we finished 8-9. What a monumental turnaround after starting the way we did. We just won every close game at the end of the year. Except for, we lost to the Bengals, lost to the Bucks. So we've absolutely tanked our draft capital here. We were picking at number 1. No longer. Not even close. But would I rather be picking at number 1 overall, or would I rather we start to perform well? Well, it would have been nice if we performed well at the start of the year. Shedeur Sanders was much better in year 2, although unexceptional. We still do not have a running game, although I think Dylan Sampson will end up being something. He's a 20-year-old rookie, and that alone has value. Now he's 21 years old. He's an 85 overall. He is fast. He's got good overall attributes. It's just going to be continuing to develop Dylan Sampson. I think he can turn into one of the best backs in the league here in Madden. And I think the production will end up matching that, as Wendell Oden led us in yards, touchdowns. Judy and Njoku both had 6. I don't know if all these guys are going to keep X Factor, but the fact that they all were drafted with superstar X Factor is crazy, and they love giving receivers numbers in the 20s here. I'm not saying receivers don't do that now. It's still rare. It's still exceptionally ugly. Like Matthew Golden, Longhorn legend in a way. Transferred, was good there for a year. Great down the stretch. He picked a number in the 20s. Minus aura, as the kids are saying nowadays, but I don't, whatever. 11 sacks for Michael Hall, 9.5 for Myles Garrett, Graham at 6.5, Jace Walton, the rookie, with 5.5, Swessinger with quite a nice year. We actually did turn over the ball fairly often here with our defense, so that's good. The Falcons crushed the Ravens in the Super Bowl. James Pierce was Super Bowl MVP, 27-10. The Falcons didn't blow this one, it would appear. Josh Allen wins MVP. Jamar Chase, Offensive Player of the Year. Josh Hines-Allen wins Defensive Player of the Year. And it's Broncos receiver Matthew Peterson and Ravens rookie Marcus Hyde off the edge as your Rookies of the Year. We should have a ton of money. Right now projected $150 million in salary cap. And Delpit is superstar dev now. I don't really need Cedric Tillman back. I don't really need DeJuan Jones back. Delpit, I'm still interested in a 2-year deal. I can give you a little bit more money. He's not interested in signing. That's interesting because I'm not interested in carrying. So he's going to be back playing on the franchise tag. Could be a tag and trade type of situation. Or we could just keep him. And we'll see if we can replace him either in free agency or the draft. But I'm trying to win. Our defense is great. Our offense could use work. Give me Elton Jenkins. Big upgrade. He can play all 5 offensive line spots. That is the value of Elton Jenkins. He's an 88 overall. I will overpay. 4-year deal. It's a lot of money overall. The Titans also want him. I feel like the Titans drafted... Maybe I'm wrong here. I feel like they drafted his teammate. In the Elton Jenkins draft class, there were 2 like pretty good Mississippi State offensive linemen. There was Elton Jenkins, and then he had a teammate at guard. Oh man, how can I not remember this guy's name? Not Darius. I'm close though. I can't believe it. He had the same name as somebody else, which is that's not saying much, but another NFL player, I'm pretty sure. Hey, it's not coming to me. It's not Dylan. I'll tell you, some of the names on this Mississippi State football team, there are some really good ones, like NFL players, like Cam Dantzler, Willie Gay. But there's also names I've never seen before, like Cody Schexnader, Esias Furge, Eris Williams, Brad Cumbist, Soman Anderson. I mean, I could just read Mississippi State's roster from 2018 for a minute. I saw another really good one in here. It's Jorquarius Spivey. Like spelled George, but where the second G would be, it's an apostrophe Quarius. Jorquarius Spivey. That's a fun one. Jonathan Abram was on this team. Errol Thompson. Daryl. Man, why could I not think of him? Daryl Williams. Yes, and there's a tackle named Daryl Williams, but this is the guard Daryl Williams. Was pretty good at Mississippi State, despite going undrafted. Anyway, I lost. I don't even remember why that was important. Who the heck is this character? Rasheem Portis. Was this an undrafted rookie? This guy's just going to end up getting $41 million per year. That's insane. But that's interesting. All right, going after Brian O'Neill as well. There has been a decision, not one in our favor. Elton Jenkins is a Titan. And there's more interest now in Brian O'Neill. He would be really nice for about 2 years. We have the money. I'm going to go ahead and up the contract. I mean, we just can't really miss out on Elton Jenkins in that spot. We can't afford to. Missing out on Brian O'Neill wouldn't be the worst. But he has not made a decision just yet. Keon White and Derek Hall are here. I think Keon White is another... This is going to sound crazy, but I think he's another like fringe superstar type player. And that seems wild. Keon White, when he could actually rush the passer, was unbelievable. And the Patriots didn't really let him do that often, to be honest. And, I mean, his ratings show he's actually quite good there. He's a really good athlete. I mean, he was arguably, I think I can say confidently, the Patriots' second best player last year. Christian Gonzalez is number one. Keon White was so good. And I don't think we can do much there. I think I'm probably just going to hold on to what I have. I know we have the money to make big-time moves, but who would we be making big-time moves for? Will Levis? I don't need another running back. We could bring Nick Chubb back. Doesn't really do a lot for me. Quentin Johnston? No. Man, the Steelers going all out. Tyreek Hill, Grover Stewart. We did... Oh, Jaden Reed could have been good, actually. We did not get Brian O'Neill. He's going to the Rams. And the Steelers got Rasheem Portis, the BYU quarterback. Okay. Jordan Davis is a Falcon. Kayvon Thibodeau is a Saint. I mean, there were some players I could have gone after here, but I think I really would just rather have the money, as crazy as that sounds. And I saw a comment that said, why are Madden YouTubers so cheap in free agency? It's, well, because you're going to have to end up paying a lot of your best players. You don't want to not be able to bring those guys back. I don't want to handcuff myself at all. Now, we could have offered maybe a 2 or 3 year deal on some of these players as Baker goes up to Superstar X Factor. Davis has Superstar. This defense looks insane. And look at the overalls. Mason Graham's an 86. Mike Hall's an 85, playing up to an 86. We do need more off the edge. I don't think Walton's going to get it done ever. But the defense looks awesome. The offense is where we lack. O-line, O-line, O-line needs to be the theme of this draft. But also an upgrade off the edge. Not a bad idea either. I still want to go with the best player available approach. That's how I do the draft. I want to get the best players available, and we'll figure out what to do around those guys. But, okay. Randall Brooks is a top 5 talent at left tackle. Virginia Tech, this is my Christian Darrisaw. I'll move up to number 1 for a tackle. I will. I'm not taking a quarterback, that's for sure. And there are some round 1 tackles that we can take a little bit later. We are upgrading the O-line. No question. Trading up to number 1. Why did we have to win 8 games, dude? Trading up to number 1 is going to be a problem, but I'll do it. And of course, Bob Hazleton is also a top 5 talent. We have the number 7 overall pick in the draft and number 12. Poor Titans, man. Isaiah Wilson 2.0. Undrafted talent in the first, although this is worse probably. Well, maybe not worse, but it's earlier. That is true. How do I get 1 and 2? That's what I want to know. How good is Bullet Bob here? Pretty damn, is what I would say. Okay, so a lot's going on here. Stay with me. Jerome Baker, Quinshawn Judkins, a 2027 1. That's number 12 this year. A 2028 1. I think that's ours. But remember, we do have another. A 2029 and a 2027 second. It's another 2027 pick. I think that was 56 in this year's draft. And we are up to number 1. We still have the number 7 overall pick. And I'd like to get up to number 2. This is already insane. Big trade up to number 1. Linebacker's fine now because we absolutely hit on Mario Davis last year. Superstar dev. So how do we get up with the Colts here? They're going to be asking for a lot for number 2. I have number 7, which I would easily part with. I still have 3 second-round picks. Got 2/3 next year. I'm really just missing this the future 2. I would give up number 50. Well, if I'm going to give up 53, I may as well just give up 54. And another 3. And a player, maybe. I think it's going to be worth it. We are trading number 7. 2 second-round picks this year. 44 and 54. We keep 53. And a 6th next year for back-to-back picks at the top of the draft. We know about 2 top 5 talents. We know. There are some other round 1 talents. And at guard, I'm hoping some of those guys make it. But this is a big upgrade at tackle. Randall Brooks out of Virginia Tech. Does everything so well. I need him to be my future Joe Thomas. Randall Brooks is your 2027 NFL Draft number 1 overall pick. Get him out here. He is the number 1 player in the draft. Also a former high school power forward, all right. Extensive understanding of blocking schemes, maintains balance, and wins often in pass pro. Hidden dev, 87 strength is a bit lackluster. Not the fastest, but I hope he's just a big-time technician. And now we have back-to-back picks. I moved up all this way to get Bob Hazleton. And this is why you trade down in year 1. You get picks that let you move up for these guys in year 2. Bob Hazleton, again, does everything so well. He's a solid route runner, but really good athlete, really good with the ball in his hands. Can catch really well. Bob Hazleton is the number 3 player. We got him at 2. Didn't drop a pass at the combine. Unbothered by defenders when catching passes. Catches will regularly make top 10 highlight reels. He's got hidden dev. 94 speed. 99 jumping. 94 acceleration at 6'4", 231. Show me a 99 spectacular catch build. That would be spectacular. I can't really move up. I mean, I guess I could if I wanted to, but we're not going to. We're going to wait to see what gets to us in round 2. Hopefully some offensive linemen that I like, although it is not looking promising. And it's not promising at all. We're going to have to take some shots here. Or we could trade out, obviously. Or TJ Burke looks awesome. And so does Brian Gant, to be honest. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna double dip on left tackle here. I think that's the easy call. TJ Burke, what does he not do well? His power is not amazing, but he's a really, really good athlete. His talent might only be round 2 to 3. I'm okay with that because he looks really good. We're going to develop him. TJ Burke, ranked number 52. We got him at 53. He's got hidden dev. He's a really good athlete. Strength isn't even bad. And then I'd like to come back for the other tackle if possible too. When is he supposed to go? Because very different skill set, but still looks quite good. Now he is a round 3 to 4 true talent. He's not really a good run blocker, but he's such a good pass protector. I think we could move a guard inside to center and then kick the tackle we just drafted inside to guard. Could make another move with the Colts. When is that tackle expected to be off the board? I mean, it's going to be any moment now. I know his true overall is not going to be that high. Darius Mason has great speed. He's not terribly inaccurate. We're going to draft a backup quarterback here. We have Shador, but now we have Darius Mason. He's got hidden dev. 88 speed, 88 throw power, 90 acceleration, 91 change of direction. It's not an awful developmental guy. Not saying he's ever going to be the starter or anything, but in round 3, he'll take the shot. Why is this fullback just going to be awesome? He's not really a fullback. He is a running back. Julius Sheldon is my Mike Allstott. Why am I drafting a fullback? I mean, it's simply unbelievable. He's not ranked very high. He's got normal dev. But he's got the heart of a champion. And we need that in the locker room. Good 6th round pick. Draft recap. Show me an incredible tackle. All right, Brooks is an 82. That's very good. I am kind of recalibrating a bit because, I mean, 82 is still great, but I mean, he's not like an 85 generational player or anything, but he is amazing. He's so good. He's already the number 15 ranked left tackle, but look at those attributes. Incredible. Really, really good player. Instant starter at left tackle. And the receiver is no slouch either. Shout out to the Hive Mind guys. I got to get back to Detroit. It'll happen. I know they've asked for it. It will happen. Bob Hazleton, 97 spectacular catch, great speed, 88 release. Unreal. Very, very good player. Wearing number 28. Ugh. Just awful. TJ Burks is 74. That's good. It's not amazing, but we'll take it. Mason is a 69. Nice. We can work with that. What about the rest of the class here? How'd we do? So we missed out on Diego Aguirre, who's an 82 overall guard. Andy May was a 79 overall edge rusher. Danny Meadows in round 2 was a 79 overall right guard. We just didn't end up with that opportunity because we moved up for really both of the players, but we missed out on some really, really good guards as a result. It had to happen. I don't regret it for a moment. But look, you can see that these quarterbacks, I guess one, Tommy Toon here, is a 76 overall. If you get a 76 overall rookie quarterback in the middle of round 2, I don't care if he has normal dev. That's a great pick. Nick Chubb is back. Now we're a team. We were like whatever before, but this is going to be it. We're also going to bring in Tank Bigsby. 3 good running backs in the room now. Could use more depth at D-tackle. Harrison Phillips works for me. So this will be the team for 2027. We are an 87 overall. The offense is an 83, which isn't awful. Have 3 very good running backs, although none of them will perform well. Zach Zinter is going to start at guard. Brown's moved over to center, starting the rookie tackles, of course. And our receivers, I would say, look awesome. Defensively, again, looks awesome. Walton could be upgraded off the edge, but corner, very solid. I like Miles Harden coming out of the draft as well. Obviously, a couple of really good safeties. Linebackers look great. And we brought Nick Chubb back, which is the morale booster that we needed. We are missing a better starting left guard. We've got to develop this team, and we're missing a better edge rusher on the other side of Myles Garrett, which the Browns have been. But other than that, this team is set for the future. I'm ready to have a big 2027. I mean, quarterback, yeah, you can make an argument for it. Just haven't really found the right QB to draft. Maybe this is the year, or maybe I just keep rocking with Shedeur. That's a possibility. 4-3 at the midseason mark. That's a big improvement over where we've been. 84 offense, 87 defense. There is work to be done. I won't deny that. Denzel Ward, Mike Hall, all expiring contracts. Delpit's back. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, Jerry Jeudy. Of course, the running backs we just brought in. Jeudy doesn't really want all that much. Bob Hazleton is already up to an 85. He's our highest rated receiver. He's already passed Wendell Oden. Well, Jerry Jeudy. Highest rated receiver still under contract. Outside of Jeudy here. Would be a good third receiver to have. And Jerry Judy's going to be back. I'm not even going to change that offer. I think that was totally fine. I'd want Denzel Ward back on a multi-year deal. He wants to be in Cleveland. 2-year deal. I mean, I think that's acceptable. I'd probably even do 3. At this price tag, I think that's completely reasonable. He's getting over $20 million per year, but we have the money. We've saved up money so that we can do this. We can afford to bring our stars back, like Mike Hall Jr. is becoming. He should be back as well. The Ohio State guys are staying in state. Owusu-Koramoah on a 4-year deal works for me. I mean, I can take the money down maybe slightly. And he's close. He's going to end up re-signing. I'm not really worried about that one. And then Delpit, kind of the same place I've been. I'd give him a 1 or 2 year deal. I don't want to do much more than that. And I'll tag him if it comes to it. But we can't come to an agreement right now. We're not a playoff team. 5-12. Why are we not doing well? We were number 32 in points per game. But the talent is good. Our defense is really good. But as good as our defense was, our offense was worse somehow. Hazleton also is an X factor. It's X factor after X factor after X factor. What I was trying to say was our defense is as bad as our offense is good. Bob Hazleton is a monster player at only 21 years old. Our receiving core is incredible. Superstar dev for Brooks. Star for Burke. And defensively, similar story, just the team getting better. And like Zach Zinter is not the difference between a good offense and a bad offense, by the way. It's playbook related. And we're just doing really, really badly. But also, maybe it's time for a quarterback. Because running around with the 27th passing offense is not good enough. And you could say, hey, maybe Shedeur is part of the problem. And I think that's a fair assessment. He's an 81 overall. His accuracies are great. Throwing the run's great. Just doesn't have that, superstar type arm. But that's not an awful year at quarterback. It's just our whole team is not good. Samson's about to break out. That's his first pretty good year. We'll absolutely take that. And it happens as he's an 88 overall. That's pretty much where you need to be to start playing well. 85 overall and below running backs just don't perform well. As Jeudy had 1,000 yards, our freak receivers just couldn't produce the way that they have the ability to because of everything. And then defensively, Myles Garrett is back. 17 sacks, 11 for Walton. Mason Graham had 7. Only 1.5 for Mike Hall. Big step back this year, but Garrett was probably stealing a lot of them. Not a ton of interceptions, but our defense played well. The defense is not the problem. The offense is very much the problem. We can't score. Bengals playbook is going to be the move. By the way, Mason's up to a 76 overall. So not a bad third round pick. Darius Mason. He just looks like more athletic Shedeur. I mean, is that a selling point? A little bit. Commanders beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow wins MVP, but not Super Bowl MVP. That goes to Jaden Daniels. Matthew Peterson, Offensive Player of the Year, Broncos receiver. Interesting. Micah gets Defensive Player of the Year with the Cowboys. You guys think he's going to actually get traded? I don't think so, but we'll see. I just know, like, I was like, oh, Myles Garrett is totally getting traded. And then he just signed a huge extension. So I'm like, all right. I don't know if demanding a trade and saying I'm done here actually means you're done there. As Clayton Sheldon, the Rams rookie quarterback, wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Junior Poole, Saints corner, taking home the defensive honors. This is where we need to take the big jump. The team already has. Like, look at it. We're an 88 overall, right? Defense is great. Fifth-year option on Mason Graham. Awesome. Delpit is holding his overall, but he's not going to get a multi-year deal from me. We have so much money because we haven't been paying a quarterback that we can just do whatever we want. Grant Delpit, I'm going to franchise tag. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah was very close to signing last time. I think if I just up the money a little bit, he will be back, and he is. Chubb regressing. Zach Zinner, I don't want back. I need one more big upgrade on the O-line, and then we're fine. Also, Walton is up to star dev, so maybe it's not completely over for him. I do need a kicker. But I also need to go out and make a splash signing. Jahmyr Gibbs is here. Jack Campbell, Jonathan Allen. A lot of D tackles. Terry and Arnold. I like Dylan Sampson a lot. There are 18 teams that want Jahmyr Gibbs, and I have the money to make a huge offer at a running back. I have the money. The bonus to salary distribution here is crazy, but I can give Jahmyr Gibbs an insanely big contract. But so can a lot of teams. I've got to outdo them. I have the money right now to outdo them. I'm going to do it. Well, I mean, I'm not going to give him $30 million a year. We might not be able to get him. You know what? Tevin Jenkins is here. He's a starter. Why not? 1-year deal. Jahmyr Gibbs is a Jaguar. As is Jack Campbell, okay? The Jags spent money. Top 2 players in free agency. I don't really need these guys. That's the thing. Going after Will Reichard. We did get Tevin Jenkins. Reichard should sign probably next week. Typically, the kickers don't sign right away. So we do know about a top 5 corner, but not really a lot in this class. I mean, there is a tackle. That looks pretty good. But most of these players are fairly unimpressive that we know about right now. Again, round 1 to 2 talent at quarterback. Elite throw power, but would I rather just have the quarterback we already have on roster? Probably would. I will say Trayvon Sweeting looks absolutely incredible. Elite speed, acceleration, agility, great strength. I mean, he ran the 4.6s at his pro day at 296. Out of Clemson, that's like one of the D-line universities. Dexter Lawrence was a first-round pick, as was Christian Wilkins. Cleveland Ferrell was a top 5 pick. Vic Beasley had a decent career for a minute. Brian Brzee was a first-round pick. I mean, I could go on and on and on. Clemson just says, and this year, Peter Woods is a name to watch. If you don't know about college football, watch Clemson this year. Watch Peter Woods. He is unreal. Trayvon Sweeting looks unreal. I will say, if he's a good enough athlete, could I just get a little bit crazy and take Sweeting and move him to edge? I don't see why not. Although, if he's really that good and he's a top 5 talent, I could just keep him at D-tackle and move Mike Hall over. He's a pretty good athlete. But, I mean, Sweeting just looks like he's on another level. We won 5 games. Did we trade our pick to the Saints? I mean, I would have done it, I guess. I think that's what I wanted to do. But it is hurt us now, as we don't pick until number 8. David Njoku is regressing, by the way. We could absolutely use a nasty tight end. And we're not going to make the trade. I am curious to see how Juan Reyes has progressed. He's a 93 overall at 23 years old. That's pretty good. It has taken me quite a bit. A first-round pick in 2028, 2029, and 2030. A third this year. A fourth this year. A fourth in 2030 for number 1. And we're going to use it to take Trayvon Sweeting. We have defensive tackle. But Sweeting is so good, I cannot pass on this player. Cannot do it. I think he has the ability to play defensive end if I need him to. I think he's that type of an athlete. He is, hopefully, the number 1 overall player in the draft. I would be surprised if he wasn't, based on his attributes, plus his athletic ability. He's ranked number 3, college basketball player for 2 years. Good strength to avoid being pushed around. It uses active hands to easily shed blocks. He's got 82 speed. Like, that's going to play off the edge. 93 strength, 88 acceleration. He's going to be a monster. Worth trading up for? Well, he's the number 3 player in the draft. That's good. Very good. But is it worth 3 first-round picks? I'm sure you guys won't think so, but you know, what do I need those picks for if he's a hit? Okay, Enrique Powell. Show me a really good athlete. Elite speed. I know I want offensive line, but Powell looks really good. Do we have any good offensive linemen here? I mean, maybe Juan Castaneda down the board if we're looking for a pass protecting specialist. Leo Thomas looks pretty good as well. Really more of a run blocker than anything else. Could start at center for us. Mitchell Carr, not awful. Like, there are some okay players in here on the O-line. I'm going to draft the tight end. I know we have Harold Fannin. Enrique Powell out of Georgia is a Harold Fannin upgrade. And hopefully long-term a David Njoku upgrade. He is the number 13 ranked player in the class. Took him at 34. Reliable pass catcher, excellent speed for a tight end. Strong hands. He's got normal dev. I mean, it's good value, but normal dev is a little bit frustrating. Of the offensive linemen still available, I think Victor Davis looks the best. He's well-rounded. He's a good enough athlete. I think he's got starter potential. Hopefully, I am right about that. Ranked number 37, we got him at 66. Only normal dev as well, but not a bad pick. Did I call him Juan Castaneda already or earlier? His name's Justin. Draft recap. Trayvon Sweeting is an 83 overall. I feel like that's worth the trade up. His overall might drop slightly at edge. You got 86 power moves right away. 91 hit power. I feel like I can't say he's going to be an X factor for sure, but 83 overall is really high out of the draft. I'm going to make him an edge rusher. I'll make him an edge rusher. I think he's athletic enough to get it done. His overall actually has gone up to an 84 off the edge. It's not like he's obviously heavy for an edge rusher, but not like overwhelmingly so. Think like this is my Reggie White, you know? Very high praise, but very rare player. Trayvon Sweeting looks really, really good. He looks sweet. Enrique Powell, 77 overall. Pow! Victor Davis, 75. I don't have a line for that. And we'll see the rest of the draft. 85 overall for Juan Castro. Oh my goodness. I've also noticed something, and I've thought about what it means, and I feel good about it. Ooh. So this is the generational run support archetype. Usually they have really bad speed. I wonder if this got buffed at all, because 89 speed is pretty good. He's got 85 zone coverage. Juan Castro is unreal. But here's what I've thought about, right? We know Trayvon Sweeting was the 3rd ranked player in the class, right? Ben Fleming was top 5. There's a fullback. We only see 2 players at the top here before a big drop-off. What does that mean? There is a player that's at least an 83 overall as an undrafted rookie free agent. That has to be what this means. That has to be it. So, When does that open? Probably the moment I simulate the week, right? I mean, I think we're about to find an unbelievable undrafted rookie free agent. Here's my initial concern, is that it's going to be like a kicker or punter, which we don't need. However, in my Giants rebuild, again, another spoiler here, I drafted a top 5 player who was projected to go undrafted. So I don't see the player that must be here. There's no 83 overall undrafted rookie free agent. There's a superstar rookie kicker. Maybe I'll just sign him, even though we don't need him. But there's no 80 plus. Like, there definitely should be. Do other teams have access to free agency before I do? I don't really know what I'm looking for, but a lot of players just got signed. And you can see some of them are definitely like make-believe players. I mean, I guess if I go by overall, I surely should be able to find out who it is, right? There he is. Only took me the entire roster. Literally, it's the last position outside of long snapper. Jay Parsons. The Cowboys got their Parsons long term. Jay Parsons was the joint second highest rated player in the class, along with Sweeting. But this is the guy. Jay Parsons. It took me forever. I should have just known he was going to be a punter. I should have known. Undrafted in 2028. But that is a superstar 83 overall punter. All right. Didn't waste my time at all trying to find that. Making this trade. Walton on the move to Houston. Trading a 3rd in 2031, a 4th, and a 5th this year. We're getting their first round pick for our former number 33 overall selection. We don't need him anymore. We have Sweeting, who is an 85 overall edge rusher, again, without playing a single snap. 86 overall. As, did I call him a freshman? As a true rookie, has not played in a regular season game. However, you'd be surprised by this, but we don't have a quarterback here in Cleveland. Where have you heard that before? We started out 2-0, and now we're not. 3-4 with a 91 overall team. A little bit frustrating. We're not scoring that much. Our defense is not performing that well. I don't really know what to do about it. I think this is the problem with EA making the ratings what they have, where every team is the same overall to start, essentially. Like, I think the lowest overall team in the games is 78. And then you have so many teams that are around an 80 or higher. Not everybody needs to be an 80 overall. So you get a few years into this, and everybody's pretty good. So, I mean, when everybody's good, nobody is. Anyway. 20 players ready to negotiate. Dylan Sampson, Carson Swesinger, Delpit's still here. Shador is going to be expensive. It's not really that bad, though. Can we do better? For 20 mil, that's not awful. It's also not a decision I want to make right now. Quentin Murphy, I signed off the Giants practice squad. He's in his 3rd year, 24 years old, 78 overall. I thought it was just good depth. I'm all about good depth. We have 5th-year options to pick up, potentially. There's a superstar kicker that doesn't play for me. Maybe he's a kickoff specialist. I don't know. But we have money. Money really isn't the issue, and Dylan Sampson is probably about to break out for us. He wants more money, though. Now, we'll sign who we can. Swesinger, I like a 5-year deal for a 25-year-old. He is back, even though he didn't really want to be. Same spot with where I've been for Delpit. Jenkins is acceptable for right now. And I don't know that I really want to sign Delpit back. I keep doing 1-year deal, 1-year deal, 1-year deal. Njoku is kind of in the similar spot. Is he worth upwards of $10 million per year right now? He probably isn't. I kind of think I'm done offering on players right now. We don't really even need to bring Shador back. As crazy as that is, we have a backup QB. Right here. He's got star dev. He is basically like cheaper Shador Sanders right now. He just hasn't played enough to develop. Do we trade Shador Sanders right now? It doesn't look like we're going to be a playoff team. Shador may have value. I'm going to make the move. Shador's on the move. I am getting a 2029 first from the Cowboys and also Jermichael Campbell. The Cowboys don't have Dak anymore. Spencer Rattler is their quarterback. And I mean, I'm to 2028 and we have not made the playoffs yet. I don't really know what else I can do differently because I've built a winning team, and I know some would say, well, you didn't bring in a game-changing quarterback. That may be the difference, and I'm trying, but the defense is amazing. Sweeting is an X factor, by the way, because of course he was always going to be. Incredible player. 87 overall power rusher. It just sucks because we should be a playoff team. I'm not saying a Super Bowl championship caliber team, but I'm curious how many teams right now are a 91 overall. We're 3-4. 3-4 is just not acceptable. Getting Jermichael Campbell's cool because that makes Delpit a bit more expendable. He's older. You know, I've kind of been to that. He's going to regress for a while. He hasn't really regressed much, but he's not getting better. Jermichael Campbell's going to get better. He's the same overall with the same dev trait, and he's not 29. That's the difference. He's 23 years old. He's got great cover skills, and that's going to let us trade Grant Delpit, and I just think that's the right move. I would love a big upgrade at tight end, but doesn't really seem to be much of an option right now. And Grant Delpit's on the move as well. We get a second-round pick in 2029. I'm disappointed that we're not playing that well. I don't really know what to do about it. I feel like I put the team in a pretty good spot to be successful, and we're not. You know, we're so deep into this and we have not made the playoffs. We haven't even had a chance to jump into a game yet because I typically don't jump into the games if it's not in the playoffs, because for every game that I play or jump into, it adds so much more time to the video. And these videos are already so long because I don't stop talking. And then so we're into 2028 without so much as a playoff berth. It's frustrating. I think our team is going to rebound the second half of the season, just because I think we're too good to be 3-4. Even though we sold off at the deadline, we didn't really get much worse. We're still set up to be successful. It's just frustrating that we can't go better than 8-9. It's cool to win 8 games. Myles Garrett, 18 sacks. Jerry Jeudy crushed it. And Shador Sanders ends up with monster numbers with the Cowboys. You got to keep in mind, though, some of that came from us. And we were in, I believe, Cincinnati playbook, which is very pass-focused. Because Darius Mason comes in, plays half the season, and throws for 3,000 yards. Granted, it was, you know, the longer half. I guess it's not actually half. A little bit more than half the season. And is already to where Shador Sanders was. He's already a better athlete. Maybe we should have made the switch earlier. Great year for him. Dylan Sampson took a bit of a step back. Again, we're not seeing any Shador numbers here. And the receiving numbers are great. Jeudy was incredible. Odin at over 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns. Bob Hazleton almost 1,200 yards. Only 3 touchdowns, though. Njoku didn't do a whole lot. And then defensively, you know Myles Garrett's going to dominate. He had 19 TFLs. 13, though, for Sweeting, who had 13 sacks. 11 for Mike Hall, who had 4 sacks. Our edge rushers are going to work. I think I already told you that Sweeting was a superstar X-Factor player, obviously. Yeah, we talked about that. He is probably a 90+. He's 90, playing up to a 92. 96 power moves. He's got abilities I've never seen before. Reinforcement. I mean, did they just change what it looked like, maybe? I mean, he is an absolute monster. It's just unfortunate that, you know, we have not been able to use any of this talent in the playoffs. We're going to get there, though. We will. I mean, this is my Reggie White. That's who this is. Bengals beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow, Super Bowl MVP and league MVP. I think Cincinnati playbook could be good this year on offense. Maybe on defense as well. As Trayvon Sweeting wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Very cool. Nothing else is particularly noteworthy there. I need to start winning. We have so much money, and I know also some people are going to say, oh, well, you're not winning because you haven't spent enough in free agency. There really just haven't been a lot of players where it makes sense to go after them, right? Like, the ones where it did, I went after, and even the ones where it was like fringe, like go after Jahmyr Gibbs when we have Dylan Sampson, who I definitely want back. He wants to be in the Super Bowl chase. We're an underdog right now. He signs a big-time extension to be back. And then, like, Tevin Jenkins, I do probably want back for probably even 2 years. He's a good enough starter. Tevin Jenkins returns. We've got to start making the playoffs, though. Need to. Quentin Murphy, good backup. We need to be a playoff team. Njoku and Fannin are both going to walk. Njoku's down to star dev. Fannin, I just don't really particularly care about. There are going to be guys like Devon Godshaw just in free agency after the season that I don't even have to worry about competing for. They'll just be there because they have not signed with anybody. Going into free agency, see, this is a tough thing because you look at the team, we're at 91 overall. There are not actually a lot of places where we can improve. Tight end now, but we've got an 80. Receiver's great. Judy's superstar. Like quarterback maybe, right? But I'm not going to sign a quarterback for 50 or 60 million in free agency. And there probably won't be a good one even available. Linebacker's great. Our secondary is awesome, even though Ward's getting a little bit worse as he ages. Where is Myles Garrett? Don't do this to me, Myles. Oh, Jurassic Myles has retired. No way, dude. Why retire? Some big names, to be fair. Where is Myles Garrett? He has retired. Well, he was pretty helpful to our window to a Super Bowl. We can replace him with Trey Hendrickson, which is not the same thing. Or Yaya Diaby. It's probably going to be Ezraku because he's younger. Or even Ashton Gelati maybe. But no, it's going to be Donovan Ezraku if I can. Because I need a big-time edge rusher. He's not big-time, but he's pretty affordable for what he could be. And we need a replacement. I mean, that is a devastating loss. Not going to get Goff. It's so competitive for these guys. Like, how is it not a 5-star offer? I gave him so much, but he wants more interest in the team. Otherwise, I have to pay him way over. Man, the free agency has not been good to me. Ezraku is a commander. As is Zion McCollum, former draft crush of mine. I don't know what to do. I mean, Trey Hendrickson for a year. It is worth the $35 million to me. Will we actually be able to get him? The Commanders don't want him. Surely they don't. How about a 2-year deal? Because that's the most he's going to get offered. Up the bonus. I will give Trey Hendrickson $39 million in 2030 to be a Brown. Make the right decision. Finally. He's not Myles Garrett or even close. But he's going to be good right now. God. Myles Garrett didn't even get to see a playoff game here in this rebuild. It's disgusting. Well, I am keeping my antics up. I'm moving up to number 3 overall for an LSU pass rusher. I know that doesn't sound great when you think about the Kayvon Chaisons of the world. Barkevius Mingo. There, I mean, even on the interior, Glenn Dorsey, Tyson Jackson. Hasn't always worked out. But this is going to be different. Didn't work for any of those guys, but maybe it'll work for me. I'm going to take Edward Powell here. He ran a 4.5 basically in the 40. He's got great everything, but elite speed, good strength. Skill-wise, A awareness, A play rec, A finesse move, B tackle. 21 years old. Edward Powell hopefully is at least a 77 overall. He doesn't have to play right away. But remember when the Saints traded 2 first-round picks to get Marcus Davenport? That's what this is. He is the number 3 player in the draft. That's very good. Top 5 as an edge rusher, really rare in Madden lately. Yeah, stoked on that. What a pick. Gonna draft Eric Austin here. I think we could use more at linebacker. He ran a 4.4. A zone coverage, A hit power, A awareness, B block shed. Pursuit and tackling, hopefully, are a B as well. He's going to be really, really good if that's the case. There's a tight end I want to go up and move for, but we'll see if that happens. Number 18 in the draft, got him at 38. He's also got normal dev. We are cooking right now. Making a slight trade up here. It's a 3rd rounder this year, 6th rounder, as well as a 5th and a 5th in later drafts. Move up to 66. Why is that? Well, there are okay-looking tight ends. There's 2 different types. There's Courtney Perriman at Ole Miss. A little bit older, 23, big-bodied, 6'6", 263, won't drop the ball. Is a fairly good athlete despite poor acceleration, but won't drop the ball. Good short route runner, but can he get down the field? And then you have some other tight ends here where Mello Davis is a great downfield guy at 6'5", 245, 21 years old, has a little bit better speed maybe, and is a better downfield route runner. But spectacular catch is not at high, even though catch in traffic is quite good. And his overall catching is not that good at C to F. So who I want? The better catcher? Yeah, I'm going to go Courtney Perriman. It's a close call, but the fact that they both have great speed makes me go Courtney Perriman, who also has normal dev. If I'm being honest, the Saints grabbed the tight end I actually wanted, Terrence Johnson. Will any of those players make us a playoff team? I mean, I doubt it. 78 overall for Edward Powell. I mean, we'll take that. This draft class maybe wasn't as stacked as the ones we've seen previously, but he's really good. I mean, 84 finesse moves along with being a great athlete. He just needs a year or 2 of development, and I guess we're going to do 10 years of Browns franchise because we can't win right now. Maybe this just turns into a 10-year rebuild. Eric Austin's got great speed. It can't be a 10-year rebuild, dude. We're going to start winning right now. Trust me. Courtney Perriman's a 72. Let's see what we missed out on. 82 overall. Hunter Falk is the best player in the draft. 82 overall. After that, there's a significant drop-off. Patriots really enjoyed the trade down. Got the 2nd overall player in the draft. So that's pretty good. I thought this was going to be the tight end. Where are the tight ends here, rating-wise? Were they just not that good? 75 overall it would have been if I got Terrence Johnson. I really thought the other tight end that I ended up drafting was going to go earlier. So I'm like, we can just wait on Terrence Johnson, and as soon as the other tight end gets taken, I'll move up for Terrence Johnson. It's not what happened. Hidden dev, and his dev trait is star. But he's got 90 speed at tight end, so he's definitely awesome. This draft class, for the most part, based on Madden 26 standards, was not. So this is going to be the team for what is surely not going to be a playoff year, despite being an amazing team. You can't really find a flaw. I mean, tight end isn't amazing. It's an 80, but that's, like, pretty good. The defense is great. We signed some big-time backups like John Franklin Myers, Ruka Rororo, Jair Alexander. This should be the team, right? Will it be? Oh, man. I bet we both already know the answer to that one. Zach Charbonnet is a power back. We have Jaden Blue as the 3rd down back, but it's probably just going to be Dylan Sampson. But we've got some depth. We've got some players with some really good ability, and we really just don't win any games. So I'll simulate to the midseason mark, and I'd love to have 5 wins at that point. That would be exceeding all expectations at this point. This is the problem with every team being rated the same. We're 92 overall. We are 3-3. The Bears are an 87, and they're 3-4. We just lost 21-7 to the Steelers. I'm trying not to lose my patience, but I'm so forgetful. I lose everything. Why not patience? It's another thing on the list, man. I have a lot of players that need to be brought back. I don't have money for all of them. And we're not even paying a quarterback. I'm paying Trey Hendrickson $40 million a year over 2. That's something I maybe don't need to do. I don't know. I need this team to start being good. That's kind of where I am. If the team could start being good, that would be a really nice improvement, because we actually have a pretty incredible team, right? One of the best in the league, some would even say. Is it just the lack of a top-tier quarterback? We're 10th in points per game, 25th in points per game allowed. Got a 95 overall defense, one of the worst defenses in the league. What can I do to get any type of consistent play out of these players? Is there anything? I guess I would consider moving to a 3-4. We've got the personnel for it, to be honest. Graham, Hall, Sweeting. I guess we could use another edge rusher. We drafted Powell, but like, could Sweeting play 3-4 outside linebacker? That would be a little insane, but I don't know, man. The 4-3 playbooks are not simulating well right now. So I don't really know what to do. And of course we're going to be running out of money. Never a good place to be. I do want Wendell Oden back. He doesn't particularly want to remain in Cleveland, but I sure would like to bring him back anyway. I may end up having to trade him. It's just, if he doesn't want to be back at all and he's going to be incredibly expensive, I don't really have a ton of options. So I actually did make a trade. Trey Hendrickson and Jerry Jeudy to the Jets. We got Brennan Chandler back. I would have liked a pick back, but I figured Jeudy was a little bit older, a little bit more expensive, and I just didn't include a pick back in the trade. Now, Chandler's nice because he's got 4 years left remaining on his deal. He's already an 89 overall. Trey Hendrickson ends up being kind of like a salary cap dump, which isn't great, but we're not performing at a great level. So I am just trying to get ready for the next few years. And in order to do that, we needed to create a little bit of space. Now, Chandler's not free, but based on his ability, it's about the closest thing to free that we're going to find. Gives us a lot more flexibility. And I don't really want to trade Wendell Oden, but I just may not have a choice. Well, we got Mario Davis back, and he wasn't very expensive, to be honest, but everybody else has been very expensive, and they just don't want to be here. That's been the biggest problem so far, is that they don't want to be here. And because they have no re-sign interest, if we get to the offseason, we just needed Riley Leonard, that was the difference here. If we get to the offseason and they're not on contracts, they're probably still going to decline, and then we will only be able to bring one of them back with a franchise tag, which is going to be obviously very expensive. So at this point, I'm trying to save money. I'm still trying to be competitive. We're going to need, our rookie edge rusher to take a big step up in Edward Powell. He's an 80 overall. Like, that's not bad. That isn't bad at all for a rookie. It's very good, in fact. Like, he's very good right now. He's as good as his head is big, and it looks heavy. We are trading Jermichael Campbell, Jaden Blue, and a 2032-2 for Nick Gallery and a first this year from the Jets. So we are getting a little bit worse at strong safety right now, but he has one more controllable year. He's a scheme fit, which increases XP a little bit. And it's just, okay, we're probably not going to be able to extend Jermichael, so Nick Gallery is our next best option. He's got good speed, zone coverage, hit power. He's a good player, and it will be a good fit. And an Ohio State guy, so it works out. I am trading Emmett Rucker, John Franklin Myers, who we signed for free out of free agency earlier in the year, a third and a sixth this year, and a 5 in 2032 for Danny Meadows. He is a slight upgrade at right guard, and that was pretty much the goal there. Go and upgrade, and of course we had the expiring contract, so I was motivated to make the move. A couple years remaining on the deal for Danny Meadows as well. Trying to save money for next season so we can bring back some of these stars. We are 8-3 suddenly, by the way, with the changes. Winning close games, but that's what it takes to win in the National Football League. There's so much parity. There's so many good teams. It is tough to win week to week. I am going to try and bring back Wendell Oden. He's 25 years old. He's an X factor. Wendell Oden is back. Danny Brown, Mason Graham are the next two, and really the only two that are super important, especially Mason Graham. But that's the problem with getting good players, developing, drafting well. These guys get really expensive. You can't keep everybody. You've got to make decisions about who to trade. And I've been very active trading in this one, and that's just kind of what it needs to be. Like, you got to do it if you want to keep your superstar core together. Sometimes you got to split them up for other superstars. It's just the way it goes. To business. 12-5. We did make the wild card, but we are in the playoffs. Finally in the playoffs. Went on a real stretch here at the end of the year. Only lost twice to the Colts and to the Bengals. So a lot of history there between those teams. Bengals in the division. And the Colts and Browns actually have a tremendous amount of history for a lot of reasons. The Colts, Browns, Ravens love triangle. Not exactly how that worked, but that's worth looking into. I'm not going to explain the whole thing here, but basically the gist of it is that the Browns snuck out of Cleveland to Baltimore. Well, I don't know if they snuck out so much, but the Baltimore Colts actually snuck out of Baltimore in the middle of the night and became the Indianapolis Colts. And then the Browns left Cleveland to go to Baltimore and become the Ravens. And the Browns weren't a team for a few years. Again, it's worth looking into. We'll check out the numbers here because we're finally actually doing well. We ended up with the best offense in the NFL. 10th in defensive yards. Darius Mason was exceptional. Over 5,000 yards passing, 40 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. If that's not a boost up to superstar dev, I don't know what is. Cincinnati playbook going crazy. He's an 88 overall, playing up to a 93 with very, very good overall accuracy. Again, throw power is not crazy, but he's a really good athlete. So that's great. I know we didn't run the ball very well. I saw Dylan Sampson only had 147 attempts, but on a per carry basis, it wasn't so bad. He had 11 touchdowns, and we just threw the ball so much. Bob Hazleton, 141 catches for close to 1,700 yards and 12 touchdowns. What a year for Big Bob. 6'4", 231. Brennan Chandler had a great year. Of course, we acquired him via trade. Wendell Oden, great wide receiver 3. Enrique Powell, very good numbers for the tight end there. And then defensively, 8 TFLs for Mason Graham. The defense didn't put up crazy numbers, but it seemed like everybody had a decent number of sacks, to be honest. So, not really too mad about that. DeMarcus Solomon had 4 interceptions, but not really a lot of interceptions for anybody else. If you check out the defense here, it's a lot of 3-4 teams. Like 62 sacks for the Raiders. Does 3-4 playbook just simulate the best this year? I mean, it might. The Giants had the best defense in the league by a pretty wide margin. Browns and Patriots, a couple of teams Bill Belichick's been the head coach of. Maybe we'll see UNC in the divisional. That'd be interesting. Let's see how this one goes. Not going to jump in here. It's just the wild card. We may lose anyway, but we don't. And just like we were talking about with the Colts, we're going to see the Ravens now after a 39-38 victory of the Patriots. We get to host a playoff game. Ravens coming to town. And we've got Browns-Ravens divisional football 2029. It's taken a bit of time to get here, but it's early in the year, so I'm still figuring out which playbooks simulate well. If you want to throw the ball a lot, Cincinnati playbook. Very, very important, I would say. Defensively, 4-3 was so good. All of these past Maddens, you know, Chiefs playbook, Cowboys playbook. See, and you could be effective in the 3-4 as well, but I have yet to find a good 4-3 playbook at this point. It's a close game, 14-7, and we just punt the ball to Lamar Jackson. That feels like a mistake. All right, we're going to need to stop here. Powell's playing off the ball. That feels like a mistake. Who's this X-Factor running back? Ben Adkins? He's only got 3 carries in this one. Why is Powell playing off the ball? Why is Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah off the edge? That's not how I have it set up. Well, that's really not very good for us. No, Lamar Jackson, read option. Kind of forgot he can do that. Lamar's gone. 21-7 Baltimore. That makes sense. If only I had a defensive end playing linebacker. Oh, wait, I do, and that's what happened. If Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah could actually play his position, that would be great, too. I mean, our chances here are not good. Fumbled the ball. Lamar Jackson recovers. Dude, this game's broken as hell. That's the game. 106 yards passing for Darius Mason. Lamar had 107. Super Sim is completely broken, it would appear. Okay. So this has actually taken me so long to record that I've made it to launch day, and there was an update, and the servers went down, and that game didn't count. So I'm not going to replay it. I'm just going to simulate it, and whatever happens, happens. We lost anyway, 34-26. Probably the best result after I got cheated in the last game, which is what happened if you disagree. What can I say that won't get me canceled, but is still funny? I don't think anything exists, actually. And the Ravens win the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow with another MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. Micah Parsons, Defensive Player of the Year with the Cowboys. We finally started to play well, but it was really because our offense was amazing. The defense is still not that good. I think the best way forward is to change what we're doing on defense. People can say scheme fit percentage makes the players play worse. It's got nothing to do with it. It is literally only XP related, I promise you. It makes zero impact. And if a player is within 3 overall points of the preferred type, they get the increase anyway. But I can assure you, it does not make players play worse. It'd be unique and cool if it did, maybe, but it doesn't. Okay, Giants defense was actually Baltimore defense. So the Ravens are definitely a team that's going to simulate really, really well in this year's game. And I've got to make some changes to try and find some more success. That's what we're going to do. We're going disguise 3-4. We're going Baltimore, John Harbaugh. And we're hopefully going to make a deeper playoff run this time around. We've got a great offense and now a great defense. We've got to change the players to fit the scheme. But I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem. Defensively, Sweeting is going to work great on the defensive line. Now, technically, if we're going to be, technical about it, you don't have 3 defensive tackles playing in a 3-4. They're technically 2 defensive ends, but they've got defensive tackle body types typically, so maybe just easier for the layman to have just DT on there, but we could just go with Ruka Row. Sweeting is such a great athlete that I think he could actually play, edge rusher, outside linebacker, and be effective there, but I think he'd be so good on the line that we're going to move him to what is effectively D tackle, but he may just be a rush end for me. That's a possibility. Although maybe I just say, hey, whatever, try him off the edge and see what happens. I think he's maybe a little bit slow for an elite edge rusher, but 82 speed's not bad. I'm actually going to leave him at what is outside linebacker, even though he's not going to be doing that. Don't worry about it. We're fine. And I don't even have to move these guys to outside linebacker. They're edge already. That's a great quality of life change. If I could say one good thing about Madden 26, I would say Sweeting could still make a move to defensive line, even though he's going to be doing that anyway, essentially. But he could make a move down to DT. The only difference is whether or not we can find an edge or a better interior defensive lineman in the draft or in free agency. We should have money. We've moved some things around. The team still looks just phenomenal. We just need to start performing better as Mason goes up to superstar development. I thought it could happen. It has happened. And he's only 24 years old. We're going to have to pay him very soon. So our window is effectively right now. We will be picking up the 5th-year option on Bob Hazleton, who's up to a 98 overall. That's going to save us a little bit of money right now. It's going to be bad still anyways later. Randall Brooks, same deal. He's up to a 90 as a 25-year-old left tackle. That's awesome. Now, Mason Graham may end up getting tagged. Danny Brown's in here too, and he does want to be back now that we have a franchise quarterback. I mean, he should be fairly inexpensive. Danny Brown is back now that we have the franchise QB. Don't really need to re-sign anybody in here. They're fine players, but replaceable. Mason Graham's the big one. I will franchise tag him if we can't come to an agreement right now. But I want to go, yeah, probably 5 years. Oh, man, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. If he accepts this, great. If he doesn't, he'll get tagged. It's a massive extension for Mason Graham. If we have to trade him, we're going to be in really, really rough shape. But hopefully we don't have to. So we did get Jamie Cordova in free agency. 3 years, 27 mil. You see the bonus there, over 27 mil. I mean, it's a huge deal. It's like something like 18 or 19 million a year for 3 years. He's a big nose tackle despite being only 295 pounds. It's a little interesting. Really strong, though. Should be a really good player for us. Only normal dev, but I don't care. His overall is good enough. And so, like, Mason Graham, I would not categorize as an NFL nose tackle. And I think bringing in, even though he's a little bit lighter, most nose tackles you're going to see are at least, like, 305 pounds. And that's, like, on the low end of things. Mike Hall is definitely not a nose tackle. But Cordova, skill-wise, is. So that's not... Why would he be a better rush player than Michael Hall? I don't get that. Or Mike he's going by now, I guess. He shouldn't be. His rush moves have never upgraded. His block shed's incredible. Maybe Michael Hall is a nose tackle now. How did he upgrade to be a nose tackle? Auto upgrading is something else. That's not really his game. I bet Mason Graham had this same type of track then. If he was a nose tackle archetype, and he got upgraded like that, yeah, you can't really rush the passer. You just got to upgrade the players yourself if you want them to build a certain way. I have auto upgrade on. I couldn't recommend it less. Although I will say it is good for upgrading players during the season, and when you do a lot of simulating like I do, there is actually absolutely a value to that. You don't want to have just players with a bunch of leftover skill points they're not using. But then you have players that upgrade and they're extremely one-dimensional. I'm going to take a look at some edge rushers in this class. See if we can get lucky. Maybe anybody's a top 5 player. Josh Geraldo is not a super polished product at this point, and we would probably have to go move up to get him. But he looks to be a pretty good athlete. Can we see him from the mock draft? I believe we can. So he's a true round 1 talent, which is pretty good. But only B and B finesse and power moves and block shed. But very good athlete. Very good athlete. He actually looks great. I mean, he may not be a top 5 player in the class, but he does look great. Kurt Murphy's a little bit of a better pass rusher, but isn't the same type of balanced player. Jake Quincy's an interesting one. Elite speed and change of direction. Skip the combine. Said, hey, Roger Goodell, up yours. A, medium route running. A, pass blocking. A, awareness. A to C for a lot of different things. But Jake Quincy could be very, very good down the board. I think William Ramirez also had elite speed. He ran a 4.44 at his pro day. Doesn't seem to be that good, but that's pretty quick. And Jake Quincy, of course, ran the fastest 40 time. Took him all of 0 seconds to do it. I should not count as number 1, but yeah, he looks like he could be extremely good. Okay, interesting trade here. Trading a 2031 and a 2030 first round pick. That's this year. A third in 2032 and a second round pick next year for a first and a second this year from Detroit. We are moving up for the edge rusher, Josh Geraldo. 6'3", 275 out of Penn State. Very well-rounded, very good athlete. I think something we can develop here. And he's got a lot of A attributes, so I think there's definitely something here. We know he's not a top 5 talent. Well, I guess we don't know that for sure, because he could still be tied with somebody who's in the top 5, and it just doesn't show as a top 5 talent. But I think he's going to be really, really good. Just seems to do everything great. He's ranked number 6, which is really, really good. I really don't see that many great edge rushers, unfortunately. He does have hidden dev, 90 strength, 84 speed, 90 acceleration. The power and finesse moves are not going to be amazing right now, but I really think he's going to be a great player. And we pick now at the top of the second round. And this might be a spot, another Bob in the first round. This might be a spot for one of the tight ends. Now, we could take a receiver here. Receiver's always a need, and maybe that's why you don't, look to extend the tight ends you draft, because you can just find other ones for a lot cheaper, and you can still develop them. Ben Beltran looks like he could be fairly good, but I'm going to go with the baller that skipped the combine, Jake Quincy. I mean, he's got elite change of direction and speed, but the fact that he has A, awareness and A, medium route running makes me feel pretty good about his deep route running. I think that's probably going to be an A as well. Don't really know about catching and catching traffic, but we're about to find out. Jake Quincy is my second round pick. He's ranked number 14. We got him at 35. Another high school power forward and high school wide receiver. He's got 87 speed, hidden dev, 86 acceleration. This could be my starting tight end. We've got a decent one in there right now, but I think adding in Quincy makes us a little bit better. And we pick now at 60. Vikings are offering me a 2031 second and a 6th round pick, but that's pretty much going to do it for this draft. Going to simulate out. We get a 2nd round pick next year from Minnesota, and hopefully we are winning the Super Bowl next year. We'll see if that happens. You can see our salary cap as the contracts update to the new league year. Not looking great. So, could look to save money somewhere. It's a possibility. And we did all right. I mean, Geraldo's a 78 overall. Pretty happy with that. I think that's a pretty good starting overall. Yeah, finesse moves and power moves are not amazing. But, I mean, 90 strength, 90 acceleration, 84 speed. Physically, he's great. Just needs to develop a bit. But he could be a stud by the end of the year, especially depending on what that dev trade is. And Jake Quincy's a 77. Again, could be the starter if we're truly going to try and develop him. Really good athlete. Catching's pretty good. We just, again, need to develop him. He's got 85 catching. That might be good enough to start right now. His overall is not going to be as high as our current starting tight end, but not sure I care all that much. Look at the offensive lineman at the top. Christopher Johnson's an 83. Jarek Moorhead's an 81. Jeremy Cash is an 80. The Titans have finally hit on a first-round tackle. And, well, I mean, people are going to take that as J.C. Latham hate. It's not. He's just not being factored into that statement very early on in his career. Daniel Higgins, Anthony Clifford. Look at all the O-linemen. And based on the top 5, we did not have a top 5 player. Geraldo was just on the outside, but very, very good. Murphy was very comparable as well. Quincy was a great pickup. And then you're going to see the stud nose tackles down the board. The nose tackle archetype is very strong this year. Okay, who did the Eagles get here? Looks like a stud running back way down the board. 76 overall is not bad, but only normal dev. He's not like amazing or anything, as I initially thought he may have been. Pretty decent backup here in free agency in 26-year-old Richmond running back Jesse Bautista. When you get deeper into free agency, you can just find, I'm not going to say starter caliber players, but they would be starters in year 1 probably. We actually don't have the money for Charbonnet. But, I don't know, we're in a pretty good spot. I mean, the team is fantastic. I'd like to be able to save a little bit of money somewhere to fill out the rest of this team. But there's so many high 80s and 90 overall players that it's not really much of an option. Here at the regular season mark, Geraldo only has star dev. Still, fine, but, nothing spectacular. And I don't know. I feel like, are we missing the back I just signed? There he is. I'm going to start Quincy over Powell. I mean, I just think he's got higher potential due to his athleticism. Maybe that ends up being a bad decision. Maybe it doesn't. And Geraldo, I'm going to play over Powell for the same reason. He's got a higher dev trait. He's younger at this point. And hopefully the move to the 3-4 is going to be exactly what we needed to be successful. I'm going to simulate to the midseason mark. I need to see 5 wins, ideally. That's actually exactly how many wins we have with a 95 overall team. 5-1. The team is developing nicely. Quincy's got only star dev. Pow's a little bit of a higher overall. Maybe I should switch that. But Mason's at a 93. Dylan Sampson playing up to a 97. The receivers are awesome. Like, Bob Hazleton is playing up to a 99 overall. Those players are not typically cheap to hold on to. But, and 28 is a disgusting number, as I've said. But he looks amazing. Just throw the ball up to Bob Hazleton. He's not going to drop it, is what I'm expecting, right? O-line looks great. And then defensively, I need Geraldo to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Have a great year. Corner is becoming a need again. Linebacker, for the most part, looks great. I mean, the team is just awesome. I don't really know where we can get better here at the midseason mark. I'm not really interested in trading for anybody or trading anybody. How much money are we going to have? So we can keep DeMarcus Solomon. He wants a franchise quarterback. We've got one. DeMarcus Solomon is back. It's going to be tough to hold on to everybody. And Darius Mason is the big one. We are just not going to be able to sign him. I mean, this is our Super Bowl year right here. This is it. We could probably bring back maybe 3 more players. I want Nick Daniels, but at the end of the day, it's a safety. But Nick Daniels is back. He is a superstar X-Factor safety. Nick Gallery does want to be back, but we can't currently afford him. And then it's going to be tough enough to re-sign Danny Meadows and TJ Burke on the O-line. And Greg Newsome's getting older. But I can't trade those players away right now. We're too good. We need to focus on trying to win a championship. This appears to be the year. 12-5. We are a playoff team, again playing in the wild card. Best offense in football. Darius Mason was amazing. Our defense didn't really improve all that much, it would appear, but Mason threw for over 5,000 yards comfortably, 44 touchdowns to 11 picks. Dylan Sampson was great on a per-carry basis, and he should be. He is he might be playing up to a 99 overall at this point. Playing up to a 97. Dylan Sampson is crazy good, and he's not really even getting the ball all that much because we have awesome receivers and awesome quarterback. Brennan Chandler dominated from the slot. Bob Hazleton dominated and was not even the top receiver on our team, really. Wendell Oden had a great year as Jay Quincy led the way at tight end. Our offensive line could have been better. I've got a 9... Hold on a second here. This needs to change. I have a 91 overall pass protecting left tackle that's allowing a sack a game. Sim stats need to get fixed because that is completely unacceptable. It's just not right. These are completely unacceptable numbers. Completely unacceptable. And we have a really good O-line. You wouldn't know it looking at those numbers. Swessinger led us in tackles. 16 for loss for Trayvon Sweeting. 10.5 for Graham. 9.5 again for Sweeting. 7.5 for Mike Hall. 5.5 for Mario Davis. Geraldo didn't really do a whole lot, which is a little bit disappointing, but he's developing as a player. We knew it was not going to be a one-year thing where he comes in and is just one of the best pass rushers in the league. We knew it was probably going to take a minute, and we got some interceptions. Not awful. Our defense did get better. I'll tell you, the Bills' defense appeared to be awesome with an 89 overall. And I used the Bills' defense, and it didn't really work out for me very much. But, I mean, one-year sample, maybe some stuff gets weird there. And I know they said playbooks are less important now, but I don't really believe them because I see what putting the Bengals playbook does for me. It makes the offense actually function. Okay, got the Bills here in the playoffs. Down 3-0, but we did hold them to 3, so that's good. We've held them to 6. Touchdown gives us the lead, 7-6 Cleveland into the third quarter already. I may have to up the time for Super Sim to get real, actual stats. But we got to make something happen here. 2 tight ends on the field. Poe in the slot doesn't really feel right. Duke in the backfield. Edwards and Perriman. Like, I don't have any of my starters in. It's just crazy. Man. Greg Rousseau with his 4th sack of the game. And now I have an offensive lineman at tight end. Solomon's a corner. I'm gonna pause the recording so I don't lose my fucking mind. I mean, I'm trying and maybe failing. You can't tell me that was the wrong decision. I see the result. But, I mean, you've got to be kidding me. Where else do I go with the ball? Should I throw the check down to the offensive lineman? We have a step here. Is this a linebacker? Is this Jordan Brooks? I don't even know who Edwards is, but he loses a step completely. Could we have hit 28 through double coverage? I don't even think we would have the time to throw that. Yeah, it's completely ridiculous, man. Completely. And then Sabotage comes on the speakers. Of course, again, I have one actual receiver on the field. We're going to throw it to him. Hey, good route, nice catch. It would be an absolute miracle if we found a way to win this game. Also, I held wide our hurry up. I'm almost positive. Yeah, let's throw the slot fade to the tackle. Nobody's injured, by the way. I know that would be oh, maybe they're all injured for some reason. Nope. They're not. That's not going to be a good jump ball. I've got one receiver I can throw the ball to. Let's take a shot to the cornerback. That worked about as well as you would expect. ISO with the left tackle or on the left side of the field. That's going great. That's not even... That's the jump ball. Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't frustrated. I don't know if it's hard to tell or not. But this is pretty annoying to me. The game's over. I am on the verge of rage quitting this video. I'll tell you that. I can't even jump in. Because if I do, you see what happens. So I've just got to simulate out and hope we win a Super Bowl. Is that what has to happen? Like, come on, man. I'll tell you, the Packers continue to simulate well. Joe Burrow wins his 8th MVP of the video. Don't check the numbers on that. We're going to pick up the 5th-year option on Trayvon Sweeting. Do we have any money to offer Darius Mason? Well, we're not going to be able to. I sure would like to franchise tag him. Is that possible? Let me withdraw the offer. And I should be able to franchise tag him after that. That's going to send us into a complete downward spiral financially, but it will allow us to keep our quarterback for one more year as we look to save money elsewhere. I may look into a restructure somewhere or a potential trade. Like Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is regressing. We can take a small penalty for releasing him and free up some money in the process. Or, you know, a trade obviously is an option. So we're going to restructure. It does add more money to the final years, unfortunately, but it frees up more money now. More flexibility now is good, but this is the trouble you get into when you give big contracts to really good players. Well, it is really tough to keep making the team better. Like you have Super Bowl windows, right? The window doesn't stay wide open. You have windows, because if you're paying a rookie quarterback, you're paying him basically nothing. The moment you have to pay him, the rest of the team can't stay as good. So I don't know how we're going to keep everybody in here, because I can't just pay everybody $20 million per year. And I'm about to lose my entire offensive line. So what we're going to have to do is restructure some of our highest deals, or most expensive contracts. And I mean, the 5th-year options are kind of crazy in some instances, but we're going to have to restructure. We're adding more money on the back end, but we are saving more money up front, which gives us more flexibility to stay good for another year. And that's the most important thing right now. So we're going to move all this money around. It is simply the best option for the future of this team. Nick Gallery is back. And we can probably only keep one of Meadows and Burke. Maybe not even. Danny Meadows is back. We will not be able to bring back TJ Burke. And then I can franchise tag Darius Mason. So we have, I mean, completely negative cap room. It's not great. NFL draft time. We do not have a first round pick. So I don't really know what our options are. We're about to find out. We do pick at the end of the second round here. And I still feel like it was the right move to trade up. Trade up for players that, you know, you feel pretty good about. But here, we need a right tackle, very obviously. Davis is going to step in and start. Quincy's up to superstar dev. I mean, our receivers are insane. Edwards has superstar dev, the backup quarterback. And defensively, I mean, we look very good. Corner could use an upgrade. It just drafted me with 17 seconds left. The clock was not 0. Should I have paused it? Maybe. But it was not 0. Alex Barkley has really good pass protecting ability. Supposed to go undrafted. Maybe for good reason. This guy stinks. Oh boy. Good draft. What type of talent did we miss out on? Let's see. It actually wasn't all that great of a class, to be honest. So we had limited options with who was actually going to be good. I would have taken a safety, by the way. Can't remember his name, but I would have taken a strong safety. And I don't really see a ton here at the top. Oh my. So this is going to be the team. We are lacking depth, which maybe that helps us. Cornerback isn't great. Daniels has lost X Factor. And then offensively, Odin has also lost X Factor. The O-line's still pretty good. We just have a hole at right tackle, which not really a great hole to have, to be fair. But I think we look really good for the most part still. I mean, this is as disappointing as it feels like the team has been. And we're at 91 overall. And hopefully that continues to grow over the course of the year. My patience is running thin, though. I'm going to go Pittsburgh defensive playbook for this season, though. And we'll see what that looks like. We are 5-2 at the midseason mark. Defense is up to a 95 overall. We lost by 1 point to the Chiefs. I feel decent about this. I mean, we got an X-Factor quarterback, 2 X-Factor receivers, 1 that might as well be. Quincy's getting even better at tight end. O-line, again, looks great. Sweeting is playing up to a 99 overall. I mean, he was a great draft pick. He's so good. And he's doing this at 296 pounds. 98 hit power, 99 pursuit, 99 power moves, 99 awareness. Acceleration's still good at 88, despite his size. 90 finesse moves. And we go 14-3. I mean, a lot of close games, but you can't really get upset about the success there. Second best offense in football. Darius Mason with another very similar year to what he had last year, which was incredible. Still not getting Dylan Sampson the ball all that much. It's the Bengals playbook. They're just not handing it off all that much. Receiving, though, Brennan Chandler continues to dominate. Bob Hazleton was amazing. And then Wendell Odin is really... I mean, he's being productive, but he's a third option. The clear third option. Maybe even fourth, considering how many catches Jake Quincy has. And then defensively, 12 TFLs for Trayvon Sweeting led the way. Geraldo had 9. 11.5 sacks for Trayvon Sweeting. 7 for Geraldo. Interceptions, not that many, but that's okay. Trayvon Sweeting is a dominant force, but it looks like we're going to be the best team in the AFC. First round bye. I was very, very afraid when I didn't see a matchup right away. I'm like, okay, we didn't make the playoffs. I'm rage quitting the video. However, we did make the playoffs. We just don't have a wild card opponent because we're actually good. Jags, Texans, Broncos, Chargers, Jets, Raiders. We're going to get the lowest seed to advance, right? Pretty sure that's the way this functions. And we shall see who that is. The Houston Texans have beat the Jags. Browns, Texans. Can I think of a fun Browns, Texan? Ben Tate? Do we remember Ben Tate? That's my pick. Running back in the late 2000s. I think that works. Christian Kirksey is another one. But there are a lot, I'm sure. Ben Tate was actually, he got into the early 2010s. He was at Auburn in the late 2000s. My fault on that, but he does work. Was with the Browns for a minute. And I'm afraid to jump in. The Texans are a 91 overall, went 9-8. I'm afraid to jump in because I know what's going to happen. I upped the quarter length to 11 minutes, and I think I'm going to turn off progressive fatigue. I think that's killing me. I think instead of wear and tear and going progressive fatigue, it has completely destroyed who was playing. That's my theory. Here we go. We do get the home field advantage, as we're going to have throughout the entire playoffs. Well, up until the Super Bowl, because we're making it. 3-0, not a bad start. We keep the Texans off the board. A lot more time in these games now. Texans take the lead 7-3, and they're fighting to make it 10-3, and they do. 17-3, we're getting blown out. We need to battle back. 3rd and 11 to essentially keep our season alive. Players are playing the right position. It's got to be a progressive fatigue bug. It's got to be. And we're going to get after C.J. Stroud. Jamie Cordova got to him. Wear and tear could be another issue. But we keep the Texans out of the end zone. This is an interesting bunch of players to have off the edge. Kick is good. Down by 10. 6 minutes to play. 3 timeouts. If I can actually have a healthy offense on the field, I think we've got a chance here. That's an interesting kick. What is even happening? Okay. Well, it's not progressive fatigue because, nope, I still don't have my actual receivers, and I have an offensive tackle playing tight end. Dylan Sampson's in there at least. Where are my actual players? I'm going to try maybe reordering the depth chart. I already know that's not going to help. Good route, Dylan Sampson. I thought that was overthrown, but it actually gets there. I still need to remember to turn off the visual aids here. Makes it look like I'm playing the game on rookie difficulty. I can guarantee you I'm not. But it does look like that. As if it would matter. We'd still have an offensive tackle playing tight end. We're going to throw to him. That's a great route. Okay, don't do that again. Seems like the only way I'm going to be able to take the Browns to the Super Bowl is if I take a dump after recording. It's not looking great. There's Hazleton. Oh, nice move from Hazleton. All right, Bob. We don't need a touchdown here, but it sure would be nice. There's Hazleton again as Bob brings us down to the 7. It'd be nice if I had my other star receivers on the field on offense. Apparently, this is going to get fixed. I've asked and complained about it. As we find McGriff, the crime dog. Touchdown, Browns. We are not dead yet. We need to stop on defense. 3 is fine. I'd prefer less than that, but 3 is fine. Dude, Sweeting playing off the ball is so menacing, but I don't know if that's good for me. No way we jumped offside. No way. I'll tell you what, at least it stops the clock. That's a positive. I also saw my big-time receiver in on defense that last play. Again, apparently that is getting fixed. I'm frustrated, though, believe it or not, that it's in the game at all. This couldn't have been found before. It's kind of where I am. You got to get to the quarterback. You can't allow the first down. Everything's going wrong. As long as they don't score a touchdown, we're fine. Oh, big hit! Nick Daniels just put the fear of God into that running back. That was a monster shot. Here's 2nd and 10. I am going to pass commit. Could very easily be a run, though. It's not going to be. It's a check down. You got to make the open field tackle. There's Austin. We're going to call a timeout. 3rd and 15. Okay, we've got Chandler, my slot receiver, manned up against a tackle. You got to get out there. Let's go, Schwesinger. We're going to call another timeout. The Texans are out of field goal range. As long as this is not roughing the kicker, we'll get the football back with 2 minutes and change to play. 2:10. We can stop the clock twice. Prefer to save the extra seconds. We can't even run the ball here. Samson's a good back. I know that's probably not the best thing to do prior to the 2-minute warning, because it means we can only get one playoff in those 10 seconds. Maybe we should have tried a quick out, get out of bounds, something like that. But I didn't. Hindsight's 2020. It's actually 2031, because that's what year it is. That's how long it's taken me to bring this team here. Actually could run the ball here. Minute 50 on the clock. Samson's going to be stopped short. 4th and 1. Got to get the ball to Hazleton. Castaneda can stay in the block. That's open. Hazleton makes the catch. Touchdown wins the game. Who wants to get open? Who wants to make a play? This was actually the called play. Obviously, we went a different way. Hazleton might have a favorable coverage here. We're just going to hit the check down to Edwards. 1:11 on the clock. This play is going to bring us inside a minute. I'm really only running mesh at this point. McGriff can't make the catch because is he even a receiver? I don't know. Throwing the ball to Hazleton is basically a pick waiting to happen. But based on the spacing of the defense, I could also, for some reason, see it being a touchdown. Little lob. Hazleton cannot bring it in. 4th and 7. I've got one receiver I can throw the ball to. It's Hazleton. He makes his 10th catch of the game. If he had stepped out of bounds there, I don't even want to say what the reaction could have been. I would have screamed, probably. Saving that timeout. In fact, we probably just should have gone down and made a conservative catch just to guarantee that we'd get it. And I have one receiver that I feel like I can throw to. It's not him. Like, guys, I have one receiver I can throw to. It's completely daunting. Like, look at this! Is Edwards my backup quarterback, by the way? Is that who that is? What am I supposed to do? That's who Edwards is. He is the backup quarterback. I have one player I can throw to. The rest are decoys. That's what I'm dealing with. Complete decoys. 4th and 10. Game on the line. Throwing it to Sampson. Dylan Sampson makes the catch! Dylan Sampson keeps our season alive! Should I have thrown... And now he's not even on the field. I was going to say, should I have thrown to our best receiver? Maybe. What do you want from me? Lob to Sampson. He makes the catch. Oh, my goodness. We're getting crazy now. Let's space it out. 10 seconds on the clock. We do have a timeout. I need to get 3 receivers on the field so I can actually get my good receiver on the field. 10 seconds to play. Dylan Sampson, wide open! Sampson has won us a playoff game single-handedly. 3 huge catches on the final drive. The Texans will have no answer. We've won a playoff game with everyone playing out of position, basically. Nightmare video. 24-20. We are moving on. We got Jets-Browns. The Braylon Edwards Bowl. My receiving core... Was Freeman McNeil a Jet Brown? I don't know. I kind of feel like he was. Maybe Ernest Biner was instead. One of those running backs. But my receiving core currently consists of... I have... My 2 tight ends are both offensive tackles. I do have my wide receiver 1, Bob Hazleton. Wide receiver 2 is my backup quarterback. And wide receiver 3 is my 3rd string quarterback. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I don't know if this is going to be helpful or not. We're about to find out. I'm going to release my 2 backup QBs so that maybe I can get a receiver on the field. Actually, let's be smart. Let's put Trevor Edwards at running back because we don't want to lose the random superstar dev. And McGriff we can cut. Freeman McNeil was a career Jet, and Ernest Biner was a Brown that never got to the Jets. in case you were curious. You got one in Braylon Edwards, though. Here we go. 0-0 to start. Jets with an early 7-0 lead. We need to start doing better in Sim because jumping in is not working out well. 14-14, third quarter. Come on, Brownies. 21-14 Browns. Please, don't allow a touchdown. 38 seconds on the clock. We've got the football back. We gotta stop. The Browns are headed to the Super Bowl. Who is Wilcox? I don't know. Romeo Wilcox. He's getting a lot of carries. I don't even want to be here. Just end the game. How do they get the ball back? Doesn't matter. They lose 21-14. Man. Bill Belichick actually had a deal to become the Jets head coach. And did not end up becoming the Jets head coach. That's another fun storyline. Browns, Bucks. This is what we play for. Super Bowl time. Thankfully not in Tampa. Home field advantage would have been crazy. Who is a Brown and Buck? That one feels like it's going to be slightly harder. Did Bruce Gradkowski he get to the Bucks at any point? I feel like he was on that Bucks team that had like 1 million quarterbacks in 2004. I think it was like Chris Sims. Did Rich Gannon even get there? Brad Johnson. They had so many. I might be getting the timeline confused here. Who was the last name I said? Bruce Gradkowski. That's a weird poll. But he was Tampa and Cleveland. That's going to have to be the one I stick with. You guys are going to have to let me know more down in the comment section below. I'm blanking on Browns-Bucks players. Well, I mean, I got one, but surely there are more. All right, here we go. Come on, Browns. We are better. 7-0. Good start. Interception by Gallery. 14-0. 21-0. It is a Super Bowl blowout. 28-6. This one's over. Break out the champagne already. 35-6 is your final. A dominant win. That's not Josh Allen, is it? It looked like Josh Allen. Is Josh Allen the Bucks quarterback in 2030 something? Looked like Nakobe Dean. What an interesting team. But yeah, we finally done it. I really didn't think it was going to happen for a while, but we actually started simulating well. That's a nice change. It's so playbook dependent. But the Browns are Super Bowl champions. That's the video. I'm going to stop crashing out here and on Twitter. Go for a walk or something. It was Josh Allen. I'll see you in the next one. What a game for Darius Mason. 4 touchdowns. Take it easy.